Hey, so cuffing season is upon us, so you might be looking for that special someone. And you know what that special someone is not interested in? Yuck mouth. So what you should probably do is look into ways to make sure that you have an amazing smile without paying a whole bunch of money for it. And you can do that with Smile Direct Club. Get started by taking their free 30-second smile assessment online to find out if you're a candidate. And get a free at-home impression kit with rebate and $100 off of your aligners when you go to smiledirect.com/podcast. And use our offer code THEREAD. That is smiledirect.club.com/podcast with code THEREAD. Smiledirect.com/podcast. Offer code THEREAD. Go get your smile on. That might be a copyrighted.
I don't think so.
Anyways, let's move on.
Hey y'all, Allbirds are the perfect shoes to express your personal style to the fullest. That's because their simplicity stands out in a good way. There are no logos to distract from the rest of your look, just clean lines and subtle detailing that creates a visually appealing look overall. Plus, their range of colors can follow however you feel, be as subtle or as bold as you want to, and choose from a variety of silhouettes to match your style in any situation. Allbirds are really the perfect shoes for any style. Can't wait to get mine, and you can get yours at allbirds.com. Let them know Kid Fury and Crystal sent you. All right, let's start the show.
Where you been, nigga? Waited for you all day.
You better.
Waited for you to use the key that opens my place.
Come through, B.
My heart starts trembling as I hear your footsteps. I don't remember that note. Footsteps pace. There it is.
There you go.
Lock open, doorknob turns. There appears your face.
Ooh, she was sprung. Gave that nigga a key.
Going out my head and think I'm losing all my mind. Drive me crazy, burning candles, making love all night. Feel so strange, it feels so crazy to be in your world. In your arms, lost for words. You got me.
Yes, Lord.
You got me. You got me. You.
I'm waiting on the speechless.
You got me.
Oh, man.
You've got me speechless. She like whispered it at that part. What? I mean, first of all, happy birthday, Beyonce.
Yes. Happy birthday to the queen, the one and only ruler of my life.
Underrated, not discussed enough Beyonce ballad.
You know, I really can't even tell what's underrated because I feel like I don't really pay attention to other people's opinions on Beyonce's music, but
yeah, everybody has their personal opinion.
I mean, people really don't even want to give it to Dangerously in Love like it's not incredible. So,
oh, that's an amazing, amazing, amazing ballad. And every time I hear it, I think about the time that she performed, I want to say at the Grammys in that painting or wwhatever. Do you remember where she was like performing Dangerously in Love and she was literally in a giant frame?
Okay, yes. Do I remember that?
I don't know if I've ever been dangerously in love.
Oh, I have. My God, it was bad. The emphasis on danger. Yeah. Woo, shit. That bitch's life was at risk.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I
fucking with
may have been
me.
a danger to you. Because you ain't got no goddamn sense.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's real.
Well, girls, welcome back to The Read. I am LaShawn Daniels.
Wow, I was also about to be LaShawn Daniels because, I mean, for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
An iconic songwriter, but also because he has worked with Destiny's Child.
Yeah, many other times.
Beyonce, right, and has written so many other songs. Like, I knew he had his hands in everybody's stuff, but to actually like see all of the stuff that's come out ever since, and people are just like going through his greatest hits, basically, I was like, my God, this man was really just like...
Yeah, he ran my iPod for, I want to say, most of the time that I owned an iPod in school.
Oh, yeah. Definitely for me, like, through all of the mid to late 90s and that early 2000s era that a lot of us would like to forget fashion-wise.
Even into the late 2000s, yeah, like a lot of bops that the girls were looking for, so it's unfortunate.
It really is.
Passed.
Rest in peace, sir.
And blessings to the family. Well, let's move on to some Black excellence this week. First and foremost, Cassandra B. Jeter Bailey. Let me tell you about her. Okay. Cassandra is a native of Cincinnati. That is in Ohio.
It is.
It's a place in Ohio.
WKRP,
which is a state.
Cincinnati.
She's also a law school graduate and the first woman and first African American to serve as assistant dean for the University of Cincinnati's College of Law.
Wow.
And their school's admission and financial aid department. So Cassandra found her passion for law after participating in a pipeline, or during rather, participating in a pipeline program called Summer Work Experience in Law, which was created by the Cincinnati Bar Association, and its purpose was to help increase the representation of minorities in law school. Mm-hmm. She worked as director of admissions for the JD and graduate law programs at the Capital University Law School in Columbus, Ohio. So she's all about, advancing the visibility and the strength and support for people like us in the space of law in that school. I mean, don't really have to look up whenever this place was founded to assume or guess it's pretty ancient. Mm-hmm. And having firsts of anything is pretty sad in 2019, much less woman and Black. But
the first woman, period, to be... Oh my God. Good grief.
It says on Because of Them We Can, the appointment of the first woman and the first African American.
Holy shit.
So I think they would be very clear on the two separate things because they're two separate things. So.
Nigga, founded in 1833.
It can't be.
The fourth oldest.
Has to be Black female.
The fourth oldest law school in the U.S.
It has to be Black female. It just has to be. It doesn't make any sense for it not to be. Well, congratulations to you, ma'am, and all of the Black girl magic that you are exuding. Mm-hmm. Also, congratulations, speaking of Black girl magic, to Lizzo on her number one, Truth Hurts. I still yell, you could have been a bad bitch randomly. I like to frighten people on the street randomly with it. That's usually a lot of fun. Every now and then somebody recognizes what I'm talking about. But well-deserved.
Absolutely.
Super talented. So congratulations to you, ma'am.
Why men great till they gotta be great is the eternal question of life, really.
I feel like she should write a book with that title.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Go into it. Give us more of it.
Yeah, expound upon that.
Yeah.
Beautiful statement.
But yeah, that's a huge accomplishment. And honestly, Truth Hurts is kind of old, but I'm just glad so many people are on to Lizzo now that it came back in circulation and everybody is like, yes, bitch, this song is it. So congratulations to her. That's amazing. Phenomenal.
This week in Hot Tops, How I Met Your Bottom, we've got a couple of things to discuss. Mostly mess.
Okay.
No, not really.
All right, that's fine. Whatever you got. Whatever you got over there. Whatever you in the shade room came up with.
So, Dallas Austin was on Vlad TV. Clearly no good came from that.
Yep. You read about that?
The biggest headline that was taken away from his moment with the Beef Network. I don't know what else to call this.
Remember when I was calling it VLAD TV?
Yeah, we should go back to that time. Anyways, the topic of The Boy Is Mine, iconic pop R&B song by Brandy and Monica. Dallas Austin recounted a time where, now, he couldn't remember if it was the AMAs or the VMAs. I'm surprised that Dallas Austin has any recollection of the 90s, to be honest with you. Like, the fact that nigga has brain cells left from back then is astonishing to me.
Right.
But He says, first he started with saying that they never liked each other. He described Monica as ghetto. He said that
it was the VMAs.
He said if you didn't have gold teeth, she didn't like you. And
I don't see no problem with that.
I don't
see nothing wrong with being ghetto either.
I get it.
Feel like he said it like it was a bad thing, but okay.
He was trying to say that, you know, she was super ghetto and Brandy was super prim and proper. Yeah. And so it was just, you know, a disaster waiting to happen before they even met one another. And then he talks about the time before their first performance of The Boy Is Mine together at, yes, I'm assuming it's the VMAs.
I just saw the clip.
Well, I also did watch the clip of them performing at the VMAs and could not find a performance of them performing at the AMAs together. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
You're right.
But again, we're talking about Dallas Austin. So I'm assuming that he meant VMAs and just couldn't remember because cocaine. So he said that he witnessed himself, Monica, haul off and punch Brandy in the face.
Like he punched that mic.
I didn't do anything to this microphone. Right before they had to go on. And that because the song is literally about their, you know, beef with each other over a nigga.
Right. That
the audience was none the wiser. Now, here's the thing. If they were talking about the VMAs after I watched that clip, it's funny because the clip of them performing at the VMAs randomly popped up on MTV's YouTube like 2 weeks ago, maybe.
Really?
So, but they've been posting a lot of random throwback VMA stuff as the actual VMAs was going on. They were trying to show you like, oh my gosh, this award show was actually interesting once. Look. So I think that's what that was about. But if that was the performance that he was talking about, boy, them heavens are some professionals.
Okay.
Because when I tell you, bitch, Monica was just cheesing and smiling with her. They were doing little coy looks at one another like, oh, no, he's mine. And like looking all playful and stuff. Now, Monica may have been smiling simply because she was gratified in the fact that she punched this bitch in the face. But not like they both were doing they were
I'm far more impressed.
Professionals.
I'm far more impressed with Brandy's ability to go on stage and sing with a bitch who just clocked her.
Who just punched her in the face.
Because I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Fuck your little VMAs. I'm not going.
Here's the thing, though. Didn't Brandy and Monica already talk about this? Like, I know that Brandy and Monica appeared on, I want to say it was The Breakfast Club. Remember a couple years ago, they were like getting along. I think they were performing together for a while. I don't think they did another song.
It All Belongs to Me.
There you go. So they were like promoting that. And I want to say they went on The Breakfast Club and they talked about the time that Monica literally punched her. I don't know if they were referring to this, but this is not news.
Oh, okay. I had heard rumors back then that they had gotten into a physical fight.
They sat down next to one another. Okay. Pull up the clip. I know one of y'all got it.
Somebody found it, I'm sure.
We talked about this.
Okay.
Monica already talked about punching her in the face, and it sounded like, you know, they were laughing about it, even though not too long after that, then Brandy was pissed again.
Right, they fell out again.
Monica acknowledged that Whitney Houston was once kind to her, and that was
for a while, Brandy was going off on everybody who spoke Whitney's name. Moment. She did. You know, she took that hard. And
211 is especially special to Miss Norwood.
Okay. Yeah, well, of course, the date. I thought you meant the album, which it might be also the album.
I love the album, but yeah, birthday.
That's also my brother's birthday, so I try not to think of Whitney Houston's death on that day, but how can you not?
How can you not?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I thought about it every 211 since.
Yeah, I don't think my brother thinks about it. He is the most dialed out of pop culture person I have ever met.
He's probably better off.
Listen, he don't pay attention to shit. That nigga don't have a Facebook, a Twitter, an Instagram, nothing. He is a mailman, okay? He put his headphones on and he go deliver the mail all day.
Icon. I haven't heard anything I disagree with.
Oh, wow. Okay. So then why did Dallas Austin bring this up?
I mean, because I don't know. You know, he definitely was prompted to discuss this thing. Okay. And I don't know how anybody would talk about working with Brandy and Monica on The Boy Is Mine without discussing the fact that they don't like each other and did not like each other. That's common knowledge. Everybody knows that. And I don't think that he begged this nigga to talk about her getting punched in the face. But
right. Okay.
You know, you're there, somebody gives you a moment with a microphone in your face, you get spicy. So people talk about you.
So he probably didn't even think he was telling no secret because it's like, bitch, everybody knows this.
I don't think that he was intentionally, I don't think he's trying to be scandalous about it. Because again, I don't think this was news. Unless this was a separate punch. I'm quite certain we discussed this.
I refuse to believe Brandy worked again with a bitch who punched her more than once.
Yeah.
One time you fucking up and disrespecting
One time
me. All right.
It's quite enough.
Maybe I can get past that. But two, you want to fight me. You want to fight me. No,
damn
girl.
it, that's enough of it.
Okay, well, all right, though. At first I was like, why is this grown man, speaking on this business with these teenage girls from however long ago? But, I mean, he did also produce the song. So. All right.
He felt good about it. He was like, if you didn't have gold teeth in your mouth, Monica didn't like you. I was trying to figure out what that was supposed to mean.
This is a huge selling point for Monica. Like,
this is
not
why we celebrate Monica
right.
today.
This is why we love Gunica.
Or Gunica, as Twitter calls her.
And everybody does. Except for Brandy. She is cool with everybody.
Nobody is loved by everyone. Even Rose Nyland had to come to grips with the fact that someone didn't like her.
Yeah. I mean, my mom used to say all the time, if they talk about Jesus, they'll talk about you. Which is
where's the lie?
Just right.
So,
I mean, and I kind of have modified that to Beyonce, but the point remains, nobody is above criticism or critique.
And Monica is quite literally still friends with anyone with a last name.
That's right.
So I don't.
You could be the juiciest peach in the world. It's still somebody out there who don't like peaches, who's allergic, who just don't like the flavor.
What are you supposed to do about that?
Nothing.
You're just a peach.
You have to continue
be
being your peach ass best. That's what.
James and the Giant.
That's right. You go out there and you be a peach for the bitches who like peaches.
So we're rolling out full force with this Rock Nation NFL Jay-Z thing. The girls have a concert scheduled for tomorrow, meaning today, if you're listening to this on the day that it comes out, September 5th. So here's the thing. The NFL, Rock Nation, Inspire Change is the name of the movement, the partnership and such. And Inspire Change is their program that is going to be the Negro ticket here that we're hoping for, girls. So the plan as of now, as I said, today, day of release, they'll be having a free concert, Chicago's Grant Park, featuring the likes of Meek Mill, Rhapsody, two talented rap artists.
That's true.
And Meghan Trainor. Sure, inclusion. Not sure where that came from, but fine. Black
she
girls
must
like
be on
pop
Rock
girls
Nation.
too.
She must.
I looked, bitch. Let me tell you something. I pulled up the Rock Nation website to look for Meghan Trainor. I don't see her.
What?
I don't think that she is. But maybe she just was like, I felt so connected to
this. Oh no, she's on Epic.
There you go.
Well, all right then. Never mind.
I learned a lot about people who are on Rock Nation because I just, on my own accord, really wanted to get abreast with the lineup here on the Rock Nation. A lot of these people I've not heard of before. They could be from all walks. They have a big Latin division. Some of these people are managers. Some of these people work in publishing or whatever. Mm-hmm. But then there are artists that I didn't know, like Mariah's on here. Didn't know about that, even though I think I probably heard and just forgot. Jaden Smith, Jay Electronica. Thought that was Rita Ora. It was not.
Who's that white girl? Oh, never mind. I don't think she's
Lil
white.
Uzi Vert.
All right.
Mac Wilds. I said Mariah Carey. Of course, Meek is going to be there. Miguel. DJ Mustard. Lots of
They do have a lot. I had no idea they had this many artists. Okay.
So, Robin Thicke, Shakira. All right, girls. Well,
a lot of names I've never heard before as well. I'm still scrolling through this list. Like, who's Lil Skies?
Oh, Willow and Jada.
The kids probably know what a Lil Skies is.
Yo Gotti, the Rake It Up community is a part of this. Vic Mensa.
My favorite.
Van Jones, even.
Oh, Miguel.
So, yeah. Khaled, DJ Khaled.
I know they represent athletes as well.
Yeah. That's a whole separate.
They have really expanded. They in baseball now, boxing, soccer. Let me stop because I'm actually very annoyed with Rock Nation for this shit. They have a football and then they have a soccer.
No, soccer is called football.
I know it is everywhere but America.
Football should just be called soccer. Matter of fact, I'm going to start calling football soccer.
American football?
Yeah.
People are going to be wildly confused.
Cool. I don't care. I'll watch any shit anyway. I'm trolling y'all bitches because fuck this shit anyway.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So, Rhapsody, Meek Mill, Meghan Trainor, performing. They have it's called Songs of the Season. This is going to be like an ongoing NFL musical experience. You can expect more of that probably in other cities. And I mean, I don't know much about Meghan Trainor. I'm trying to remember that song that she became famous for. Hips Don't Lie.
All About That Bass.
Nope, that's not the one. Is it All About the Bass? It is.
And she has another.
Oh yeah, All About the Bass. Hips.
That was
something with hips. Hips are moving?
No. Hips Don't Lie is Shakira.
No, but your hips are moving. I think I'm done.
Is that her? I've never heard that song in my life. Can't dance?
Oh my God, that bass. And on the sweet talk. I know I've heard this on Radio Disney or in a gym or some shit, bitch. Like, I know I'm not lying. Unless it's not Meghan Trainor.
I mean, it may be that it isn't Meghan Trainor.
Is it called? It's called Hips Are Moving. I bet it's called.
Oh.
Hips
And Like I'm Gonna Lose You. She did that with John Legend. That's a beautiful song.
I put hips are and Google said uneven.
You need an adjustment? Is it lips are moving?
Oh, it might be lips are moving.
Okay. Ooh, I know you lied because your lips are moving.
That's the song.
You motherfucker.
Whatever, bitch. Shit. Goddamn.
Look at you. I
feel as though I did an amazing job. Because I feel like I got the melody.
I'm sure you did.
A few words.
Lips and hips are right there next to each other.
What am I supposed to do?
Understandable.
L and H aren't even that far away from each other in the alphabet.
Or on the keyboard.
So, the point is, I expect for her to do some pop songs, a poem, I don't know. And
please.
Meek will probably talk about prison reform and do an a cappella freestyle about Black empowerment and advancement. I expect Rhapsody to probably do something likewise, maybe footage of impoverished people in black and white on a screen.
Yeah.
And poetry, as I said.
Sure.
They're also selling apparel, Inspired Change apparel. And the funds from that will apparently go to putting on more of these programs across the country with proceeds that will benefit education, economic empowerment, police and community relations, criminal justice reform, and more. They apparently also, being Rock Nation in the NFL, have donated $400,000 to 2 different Chicago charities. This includes the Better Boys Foundation Family and the Crushers Club.
Okay.
The Better Boys Foundation provides education, employment, and youth services, as well as family health programs to more than 400 families, as it says here on wrapup.com. And the Crushers Club mission is to help Chicago kids restore their lives and improve their neighborhood. So getting in the hoods and introducing kids to Meek Mill and Rhapsody and inspiring them to leave the streets alone and combat the white man.
Yeah.
So look out for songs of the season, probably coming to a city near you where lips will be moving, girls. It's still like, I feel like there are Black people involved in this who have nothing but great intentions. And I think that they can probably, do and say some moving things as a part of this. Right. As a whole, the partnership to me still feels like the NFL just said, here, you niggas go, have your nigga platform so we don't seem as devilish as we sincerely are.
Right.
We still don't give a fuck about you niggas. We still don't respect you niggas. But here you can have a little piece, a little corner of whatever the fuck it is that we're doing. Just do the music stuff. And then it's all good, right? Because we gave Kaepernick some money. So I don't understand what the problem is. Racism isn't real. That's what it feels like to me.
I mean, also, like, I still look at this like, girl, and fucking t-shirts to fight systemic oppression. No, I don't give a shit about that. It really feels like Jay-Z saw an opportunity to cash in and make a whole bunch of money on top of doing things that I think, like you said, ultimately a lot of them will be good for the community. My thing is the whole outreach and raising awareness and stuff like that could have been done without the NFL, because Jay-Z has been doing it without the NFL.
I just, if there isn't an effect on the powers that be within the NFL that literally locked this man out of having a job because he was speaking facts and exercising his right to protest real shit that's going on in this country.
Right.
Like, if we're not actually doing something to that machine, then it's just like you literally just said, you could have done this completely separate of the NFL.
Exactly, because the NFL is still a racist-ass institution.
That's the issue, girl.
Period. It was more like, we are just really wish all the coloreds would shut up about how mad they are at us. And I guess they thought, putting Jay-Z's name on the Super Bowl performances was going to be the best way to do that. And it just, like, make your fucking money, have your deals or whatever. Ultimately, I don't care, but don't tell me it's something that it's not. Don't tell me that this is like the way that we create change and impact communities and all that, and like as if it had to be done through the fucking NFL. It just didn't.
Right. Concerts and activism, donations and things like that within communities that need and deserve it. All of that stuff is great and it's nice or whatever, but doing that with the NFL does not, it just doesn't feel like it's really making a movement in the direction that we need for this specific subject.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like I said, the NFL gave you the space to do your Negro thing for Negroes. And it's like, so y'all gonna leave us alone now, right?
Right.
No, that's not,
exactly.
For me, that's not good enough. And I don't give a fuck about football.
Right. And I mean, I stopped watching out of protest when they did call in the way they did. And like I said, my health has been better for it. So I fully anticipate not watching the NFL again, except for the Super Bowl, which I know I'm problematic, but I am going to watch.
Your child's birthday.
It's my baby's birthday. I simply have to. But I mean, and then there's the whole issue of like the confusion between Jay-Z saying that, he had talked to Colin about it beforehand, and then Nessa jumping on Twitter talking about, no, the fuck he didn't. And then Colin posting, all of these very pointed, messages and things like that. So it's like, And ultimately, the reason why Colin was kneeling in the first place to protest the fact that police can do whatever they want to and largely go unpunished is still a massive issue. And I don't see the NFL actually doing something with local police departments around the country to lessen that as an issue.
Right.
I simply
just said, here, Negroes, is a check that is not even a corner of dick cheese to us.
Right.
Like, we don't give a fuck about this.
Right.
Go do your Negro thing and basically build back up our publicity, our image or whatever, which fortunately there are enough Negroes from all sections of the intelligence spectrum that are just not being, they're not going to sit with it. I mean, like I said, I feel like there very likely are people and recognizable people involved with this whose intentions are good, but I don't see.
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't see it.
Yeah, and I don't see the real point in it other than already very, very rich people getting even richer, which. Okay, but don't tell me it's about social justice. Like, that's really it. If you're going to partner with the $1 billion NFL, just make it about the money, because it's clearly about the money.
I get the whole, I sincerely get the whole, at some point we have to communicate and blah, 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 and whatever. I get that. The issue is, don't nobody ever really want to communicate. Everybody just wants to find the quickest, biggest Band-Aid so everybody else will shut the fuck up and they can keep making some money. You know what I mean? So
I definitely feel like that's what these NFL owners are like. Listen, do whatever you have to do to get the black people to shut the fuck up.
We just want them
We're really
to eat our Papa John's pizza and watch our football and leave us alone about their Negro issues.
Exactly.
So, Jay-Z, what can you do here?
There you go.
All right. I mean, sure.
Yeah, I can't say I'm disappointed because I don't put too much stock and hope in most celebrities anyway.
Yeah, I'm not broken up about it. I'm just like, girl, I don't know what you think I'm supposed to think.
Just be real about it, girl. Because fucking t-shirts who is buying Inspire Change merch? Who is buying that? You think white NFL fans are buying Inspire Change merchandise? If you don't get the fuck out of here.
At most, there's plenty of white NFL fans that are like, free Meek Mill concert, and go right back to hating niggas the same way they've been hating.
Y'all have a good time in Chicago tomorrow. I was surprised at how many people that I follow on Instagram and Twitter did not already know who Meghan Trainor was. Like, I feel like that white girl is pretty popular.
They
were like, who the fuck? Google that bitch.
Y'all ain't shit.
Y'all ain't shit.
I could ask that very same question about some of your Negro faves, to be quite honest with you. Because I'm feeling super old these days.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about decrepit.
I don't know none of these children. And I'm fine with that.
Nigga Sophia Petrillo out here, bitch. I don't know what's going on.
Somebody emailed us and said, I finally looked up Megan Thee Stallion driving the boat, and I just realized she's not actually driving a boat.
That is funny.
Like, I'm only 31 and I'm just going to go ahead and rest in my aintiness because
that is so
I thought
funny.
when y'all was saying it, y'all meant Megan was out on the water.
But where is she always going with this?
With the yacht.
So she just perform at the beach and then she just pull off? I'm confused.
Listen, I'm old and I'm going to just be old, and that's fine with me.
I'm totally okay with it.
Feels
It's
good.
comforting.
It is.
When you accept it and you're like, I don't care that it's 9:45 on a Friday. My knees hurt. My back is exhausted.
That's right.
And you know what? I've got some How to Get Away with Murder binging to do.
Listen.
I don't have anything to say to you.
My
I'm not coming.
My DVR is far more enticing than pretty much what any of you niggas have planned for the weekend.
I've got an episode and a half of of Pose. I've got Legion to go. I'm not coming.
Yes. I just realized I had been saving the Blackish season finale. Like all this time I had been saving it because I just wasn't ready for it to end. I do that with shows sometimes. And so I finally just today went back and watched the season finale and cried laughing.
Same thing.
Jennifer Lewis.
What a gift.
When Junior was talking about his job doing social media, she was like, explain that to grandma. Grandma don't. He was like, my job is to maintain and track these hashtags. She was like, baby, that's not helping. I don't know what the fuck a hashtag is either. Jennifer Lewis is such a gift.
Yeah.
Let me not get started because I'll stand for all those women right here, right now
the
on
point
the show.
is, I can stay in the bed.
Marseille been celebrating her birthday for like a month. Tracy got a hair care line coming out.
Yes, please.
Bitch, I will be the first bitch on patternbeauty.com when it comes out. I need to know.
I don't care.
Give me the things. Anyway.
I'm not coming.
What were we talking about? Yeah, I'm old and I love it. I didn't go out
care
at all Labor Day weekend.
How many of the drinks are bottomless?
Nope.
Okay? Because this bottom would be less involved. Whatever it is that you're talking about.
Speaking of drinks, I saw that you tweeted something about like falling down the stairs in front of somebody.
Sure did.
Did you really?
Yep.
Were you drinking?
I wasn't drinking.
Oh,
I just
damn,
was
you just fell.
incredibly imbalanced and apparently thought that I was on a fucking 2001 Disney Channel show.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Were you like dancing down the stairs?
I was simply attempting to walk.
Damn.
Like I did it. I missed a step and fully tripped forward, then tried to catch my balance using the railing. Missed the railing. And so it was kind of like a whole cartoonish tumble. I did eventually, it wasn't like a full fall, like on hands and knees or face. I caught my balance, but it was still, it was real bad. And this very, very, very cute nigga was right in front of me and kind of looked and made that
Yikes.
face and kind of shook his head. And I was like, well, God, you chose for me to live through this instead of
just taking me out right now.
Taking me out here where I'd like to be dead.
Really could have knocked me unconscious, Lord, so that I didn't even know that happened.
But here we are.
Here we are.
There must be a lesson in
anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry that happened to you.
What can you do? Oh, God.
Nothing.
That nigga don't pay my bills.
We all trip
Fuck him.
at some point.
Bitch, you
We're
lying to
humans.
somebody probably. You too cute. Whatever. Okay, moving
I
on.
do that all the time. You too fine to be worth a damn, so what is it?
And they're probably super nice people too. But that's what makes me feel better about it, is assuming you're trash.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You got a whole bunch of kids spread out all over the goddamn place. You are a habitual liar. You cheat with anything that walks.
In theory, in reality, he might have been like, oh, he's kind of cute.
Wow. Let's not
mind.
think about it like that. No, let's not think about it like that.
So, new couple alert. Woo, woo, woo.
No. Was that a siren? Absolutely fuck not, friend.
Young Jeezy had his Snowball Gala quite recently. And came
What the fuck?
Yeah, he's the snowman has his Snowball Gala, which
I had no idea this was
goes
a thing.
towards his organization Street Dreams.
Okay.
where he gives back and stuff.
Oh Lord, they said first annual. I can't.
It's inaugural, guys. It's been inaugural for such a long time. It's okay.
First annual, just.
It's really bad.
It hurts
I
my
understand.
feelings.
People still just don't know. You got to
I hate it.
Spread the word, guys.
Yes.
Just randomly tell someone, anybody, just, hey, how are you doing? Good afternoon. It's inaugural, first annual. It's not a thing. Just start spreading the word. More people have to know.
Okay. I was wondering where that picture of them came from, so it must have been that.
Yep. So young Jeezy, or just, I don't even think he's young anymore. I think he's officially just Jeezy. And Jeannie Mai of talk show The Real have come out officially as a couple. That's right. They're Instagram official girls. You may know...
Which is where it really counts.
You may know Jeannie as, like I said, the Asian girl on The Real.
Yep.
And I don't really watch The Real like that. I've caught like clips that somehow made themselves into gossip or whatever stories, but I've never actually sat through an episode of The Real. Congratulations to them, though, because their show's still doing really well. Not everything's for everybody.
That's true. It's true.
I sincerely forgot which one of the Mauries was on that one, and it's absolutely Tamara. Anyways.
It is Tamara.
So, yeah, they showed up at this man's fundraiser event situation. He had a very crisp, very sharp, nice black tie suit. She had on a gorgeous gown, face beat, hair done. They're a really cute couple. So that's the new Instagram bae thing for you guys to follow. They've also posted each other on their individual Instagram pages after the official reveal. Now, apparently there were rumors that these two might have been a thing back in like January, because the ATL twin that's friends with Chloe was at the club.
No clue.
You know one of the ATL twins. What are the ATL? I mean, you know what they look like.
I know what her black friends look like. I just don't know which one you're talking about.
The one from ATL.
They're not both in ATL?
But they're not both friends with her.
Oh, no. You said Chloe.
Yeah, the twin that's friends with Chloe.
They're not both
Malika.
friends with Chloe?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, fuck it. I definitely thought they were.
I think Malika is the only one she claims.
All right, well, I don't even know the other one's
they're
name.
both friendly just by association.
They could walk in here right now.
She posted a picture on her Instagram with herself and OT Genesis, who she was dating at the time, might still be dating, don't know. You don't care enough to know.
Yeah, that's really it.
And then Trey Songz, who was sitting with Lori Harvey, who he was allegedly dating at the time. And then Jeezy was sitting with Jeannie. So then they even had like a little moment on their show after this picture came out. It was like, Lonnie Love and them, the Cheetah Girl. So who are you? You and Jeezy together? Tell us more. And she did some old coy shit about them being good friends or whatever, but it's like official.
Okay, girl.
They're literally hugging on the beach, looking cute. This nigga Jeezy looked like he got on linen shorts. Her caption says, "Shit, hello, honey," took on a whole new meaning. I don't get it. And he's tagged. Let's see what his caption says. He posted a more thuggish photo of the couple. He's got on a TMT this is like a bulletproof vest or some shit. His iconic jewelry, bandana. And his caption says, "She loved when I talk that fly shit."
Oh, Lord.
WCW. They're fucking adorable, bro. I know that her last name is pronounced Mai, but I'm going to call them as a couple Jeezy May. Just because I feel like Jeezy May sound like an old black lady that like cooks cakes and pies, but she also sell a little weed under the table.
Okay.
And that entertains me. But, congrats, girls.
Did you see that?
I don't know why I said TMT. It's definitely not TMT.
You've been so positive about this. I have a feeling that you did not see that clip of what Jeannie said on The Real a while back.
I watched it today.
Did you? So you saw it about that black meat on the side?
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
I see. I had a feeling.
I don't know what you're referring to.
It was a few years ago, but it was on that talk show, and she said something like, "I love black guys, but for me, it's dark meat on the side. White meat keeps me mean and lean. That's why I married a white man."
She did it.
She did.
Jeannie said that?
It's right there on YouTube. It's right there on YouTube. Anybody can see it.
You're lying.
I am not lying to you.
Work, bitch. You're awful. That is...
So, the anti-blackness, like we said, global, not exclusive to the whites.
That is legendary. She really said that?
Yeah, but I guess she found
It's like 3 black girls on the cast.
Right? I can't believe... I don't know. I didn't see the whole thing. I saw just that. Oh, wait. Hold on. Here it goes. I found it. Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
Can you hear that?
I can.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I mashed the link.
I don't know.
Dark meat on the side, white keeps me mean and lean. That's why I'm a very white man. That's what I like.
What do you mean, dark meat on the
She likes
side?
wearing a princess. I am not.
Wait, this is back when Tamar was on the show? Oh, bitch, turn this shit off.
Wow.
That was about 12 years ago.
Tamara looked appropriately shocked.
Surprisingly.
I only saw like the first 15 seconds of that. This is a bigger, longer clip. It's about 1.5 minutes if you find it on YouTube. But yeah, I guess her dark meat was good enough to get upgraded to the main course because as of a few years ago, she wasn't trying to hear that bullshit. Yikes.
Well, congrats, girls. Your photographs look lovely. Hope that you skip through the farmer's market together, skip through the trap together, depending on whose day it is.
I'll do that.
And good luck moving on.
Amen.
So, Ariana Grande, also known as Sleeves around this neck of the woods.
Affectionately.
Yeah, toast. Love Sleeves. She's suing Forever 21.
Oh, I saw this.
Bitch.
Oh, they tried it. They really tried it.
Now, the Bratz doll baby says that she wants 10 million of them things.
Girl.
All right?
They ain't got that.
Now, bitch.
You know they ain't got that.
No.
Them hoes are filing for bankruptcy.
She wants $10 million in damages, alleging that a violation of her right of publicity. False endorsement, trademark infringement, and copyright infringement. Now, here's the story. Apparently, back when the Trap House video came out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The G Thanks just bought it.
Yeah, that.
That song where she
My
spent,
weave so long. I don't remember how
she
it
spent
goes.
so much money just to have that. These are a few of my favorite things sample. What was that song?
Oh
called?
yeah, it does sample that damn Christmas
7
song.
Rings.
Isn't that a Christmas song?
No, these are a few of my favorite things. That's fucking Sound of Music.
Oh.
I think.
I thought it was a Christmas song.
Yeah, I feel like it's that white lady, Julie Andrews.
Don't they play that during Christmas?
My favorite things sound of... Why?
Because you get things on Christmas.
Yeah, my favorite things is from the Sound of Music. Anyway, she paid an absurd amount of money to be able to sample that. And it was a short sample at that.
And it's my least favorite part of the whole song. Like, as soon as I hear that melody, I'm like, what? It's
Why? Why are you doing
June.
that?
Like, I don't like.
Yeah.
Maybe if I knew that it wasn't for Christmas,
It's not a Christmas song. No, why did you think? Oh, because it's listing a bunch of gifts.
Bitch, I was like, Ariana, it is February. Like, sis, you're so like, it's not the holiday season.
Did you think it was like Destiny's Child 8 Days of Christmas?
Maybe I did. I don't know what I sincerely thought that was like a holiday song. I don't know why.
It isn't.
You know
All
what?
right.
I think somebody gave my mama like one of those. This is irrelevant. It's super irrelevant. I think somebody gave my mother like a photo frame once. Remember those like old ass photo frames where you would like press a button and it would play a melody, almost like a card, like that. She gave them one of those, or she got one of those for Christmas, and the song was this.
Oh, okay. So you just
maybe
associated
that's
that
why
song
I
with
associated
Christmas.
that song with Christmas.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
You literally learn something new every day.
You do if you want to.
Anyway, apparently Forever 21 was looking to work with Ariana Grande on some endorsement stuff with them during the time that this record was about to come out, or video or whatever, and couldn't book her, couldn't afford her.
Yep.
Is what they say in the lawsuit.
They could not work it out because they didn't have the money for Ariana.
In fact, the lawsuit allegedly says that a single Instagram post by this young woman, 26 in fact, is well into the 6 figures in its worth, which doesn't shock me, but maybe some of y'all might gag at that. So here's the deal. Apparently, after not having any legal partnership with Appropriana, they decided to go ahead and use screen grabs from it's called Seven Rings.
Yes.
Why is it called that?
I don't know. It don't make no damn sense. I don't even know what the Seven Rings part is about, but I've only listened to that song like twice, so.
Whatever. One of y'all will tell me when this shit come out. So they took screen grabs from the video and posted it on their social, along with a girl who was being described as a lookalike just because she has a high ponytail. I mean, when I tell you this girl don't look nothing like Ariana Grande besides having a ponytail.
Yeah, but I think she is supposed to.
Oh, yeah, totally. But like, whatever.
Right.
And then she has on this, like flea market version of that Sailor Moon shit that she's wearing in the video.
Exactly.
And, you know, Ariana's team is saying they are...
and they captioned it with Ariana's lyric.
Oh, yeah. They said, gee, thanks, just spotted. I think that they also posted videos from, or captures from the Thank You Next video and whatever. So... Ariana's team is basically accusing Forever 21 of trying to fool people into thinking that she is working with them as a way to get her fans and whatever other people are influenced by her to spend their money on these Seven Rings knockoffs and stuff like that. So she wants 10 million goddamn dollars and she's not going to hear anything else about it. The thing about it that's funny to me is that everybody who shop at Forever 21 or who has heard of Forever 21 knows that all they do is make knockoff versions of pop star shit and sell it to you for $12.
Yeah.
They were Fashion Nova before Fashion Nova. Like,
and now Fashion Nova is the one driving a stake through their hearts. That's what's really ironic.
That is really the true game. Now, they may have sincerely fucked up. What I think they really fucked up was just using pictures of her on their page. They should have just posted Homegirl, whoever this is, with that shit with the meatballs on her head. And then just been like, there you go.
Yeah.
But the fact that they actually used pictures from her video and whatever the fuck else, I'm sure they're gonna have to. I'm sure they're not gonna give her 10 million. They ain't got 10 million.
No, they ain't got that.
But they're gonna have to give her something, I would guess.
And that's not even the only picture. There's another one where the girl's face is cut off entirely, so you can't really see it, but it looks like it might be. I mean,
it doesn't look like
the thing is, like, it doesn't necessarily look like her, but it creates confusion, which I think is all. I think all you have to do is create confusion.
If you're not
about
bright.
it. Yeah, because I remember Kim Kardashian did this same thing. Remember when they put Reggie Bush's new girlfriend in that Old Navy commercial? No. And Kim Kardashian was like, y'all hired that bitch because she looks like me, and I'll be goddamned. And they settled out of court.
That might be fair just because she really does look like Kim Kardashian.
She really does. But it's not like Old Navy posted Kim Kardashian on their Instagram. Like, this, to me, seems like a step further. Like,
right. I mean, I
Forever
guess...
21's lawyers should have really known. You know, I have a feeling nobody consulted legal. Because I bet legal is like, I should whip your
That's the
natural
same
ass.
shit that I said. Whoever's idea in social or marketing or whoever who was like, let's post actual pictures of her side by side and stuff. Stupid.
No, this is
get out the business.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't have no problem with Ariana suing these people behind this. I do think it was clear that Forever 21 was trying to create confusion and get Ariana's fans to shop their brand.
I can't disagree with that. Not to mention, I also read here on the New York Times that Forever 21 agreed to take down whatever pictures in February, around when the music video came out, I think. Okay. And they didn't take them down until mid-April.
See there? But now I guess I see why, because the sales have been struggling here lately with Fashion Nova. Fashion Nova got they fast fashion, unethically produced asses on everybody's necks, okay?
I mean...
Everybody.
Kylie Jenner would be on the red carpet and they would have that shit on the site before that bitch was in her seat.
Which I actually think was deliberate. Like, I think Fashion Nova has a direct line to the Kardashians. Like, I think some of that shit is being authorized by the Kardashians.
Don't they claim that that's not true?
I mean, Kim Kardashian also claims her ass is real, even went so far as to create a whole fake ass episode on... I'm so mad that I actually saw this.
Does she still do that?
Oh, I don't know if she still does, but it was like years ago. She was like, my ass is real. And she like went to a doctor to prove it.
Kylie said the same thing about her lips, and then she was like, y'all knew I was
just
lying.
Like when Khloe had a DNA test to prove OJ wasn't her daddy.
All right, let's move on.
I see too many clips on fucking Instagram, man. I hate y'all.
So, Malik Yoba. Woo.
This is complicated.
This is a whole whirlwind.
It is
of things.
This goes up and down,
around and around.
Mm-hmm.
So Malik Yoba took to Instagram to address a few things, some feelings.
Mm-hmm.
He brought up the death of Maurice Willoughby, known as Reese, who was a 20-year-old man from Philly, who first they said that he killed himself from being bullied.
I thought he did, yeah.
Because he was openly in a relationship with a trans woman named Faith. And, you know, the story went that he was being bullied and couldn't take it and he killed himself. Mm-hmm. Now I'm reading that according to Newsweek, he died from a drug overdose. And my question was, what if he overdosed on purpose?
Yeah, I mean, right. The thing is, overdoses can be suicide. But so, I also saw on his I guess now, anyway, I saw on the girlfriend Faith's Instagram that he was like super upset because she had left him because he was like abusive. Randomly abusive and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh my God, yikes, shit.
So Malik Yoba basically brought this story up on his page and posted this video of Maurice where he's, you know, attempting to defend Faith seemingly and his love for her and all of this other stuff before he died.
Yeah.
And then he then goes on to talk about, to address the Black community and how trans people deserve love and respect, as do those of us that love them, is what he says. He says, I love all women and count myself among those that find themselves trans attracted. And I too have felt the self-imposed shame that comes with that truth, but it's time to speak up. He also said that he's going to be participating in a march in DC, a trans march.
Okay.
As well as a workshop that he's supposed to be hosting. This is the National Transmissibility March in Washington, D.C., and I think it's supposed to take place around the end of this month. So he's also supposed to be speaking at a workshop there that was, I think it's called Love and Trauma, something like that. Can't find it here in front of me right now.
Okay.
So, of course, this nigga, you know, was then bombarded by lots of gags and memes and jokes and hotepery. And, you know, he did get loads of support from people who were applauding him for being a brave straight man, whatever.
Yeah.
And there was also a woman named Mariah Ebony.
Yep.
Who came forward and said that, I'm just going to read it. It says, for all who applaud and salute Malik Yoba for revealing he is so-called trans attracted, understand that either because of deeper issues he has or because of society pushing him and others to deep, dark places, his admission to being sexually attracted to trans women is bound to open a Pandora's box for him. Not because the women are trans, but because many of the trans women he engaged in sexual exploration and exploitation with on 14th Street, Times Square, and elsewhere were minors, including myself. She then goes on to write about when she's seen him, how homegirls of her were encouraging her to go and hook up with him because he seemed to like her and he was famous. And
she was 13.
And also says that, you know, due to child sex abuse laws in the state of New York, that he is going to be still dealing with this today, and claims that that's the only reason that he's coming out as trans attracted in the first place. So that's on the table.
That really, I was like, God damn.
It was like, God damn, my nigga, do I have to wait 10 seconds to clap my hands for motherfuckers these days?
Right?
Like,
you really do.
What any, like, you don't even.
Because at first I was like, this is great. You know, maybe this will inspire other straight Black men.
More of you niggas in the industry.
On the hate.
Yes.
Yes. Like, you don't even have to come out, but you could stop, like, killing our sisters.
Stop being a dickhead.
That would be great.
A
so
murderer,
I was thinking, you know,
asshole.
This is phenomenal. And then Mariah, I mean, and she also said, I don't care who thinks I'm trying to ride a wave, which I don't even know how anybody could think that, because if you're trying to ride a wave, Malik Yoba would not be it. Not in 2019. Maybe back when New York Undercover was still on air. But like, that nigga ain't nobody to be like trying to lie and attach your name to for some fucking fame or clout. So
and honestly, it's just... it's rough sometimes when you're a part of the community or identify as part of the community. And
Yeah.
so you kind of just know better through years of experience, but you just have to still deal with the onslaught of stupid people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Exactly.
Because if you did, this wouldn't even be hard to fucking believe. Like I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Nothing about, even in Miami, Florida, I grew up 17, 18 years old around people that identified as trans and not, who were messing with all kinds of niggas that were coming through Miami that weren't from there and were getting their lives because their family don't live there, their baby mama don't live there, their wife don't live there, their whoever don't live there, and they're in Miami to party and they're getting their lives in the community and keep it to themselves. This would not gag me at all. I'm not, you know what I mean? So
I mean, not me at this big age, but I didn't know nobody openly trans in high school or college. It took me an incredibly long time to meet anybody trans, but it also took me a long time to meet anybody Jewish. It's just where I grew up and how I grew up.
What are you supposed to do? Environment.
Listen,
setting.
you know, when you're done being ignorant and you make a choice to do better and be better, then...
But you have to make the choice.
Yes. And you have to atone for the things you did wrong, and you have to accept that everybody is not going to accept your apology or your remorse or whatever, and they don't have to.
And they don't have to.
Yes. Not that I was ever anti-Semitic. Don't let me get the line on myself, but I was certainly transphobic,
Honey,
which I have talked about before.
I had never had an actual phobia, disdain, disgust, or anything towards trans people, specifically trans women, because trans women were more visible in my life than men earlier on.
There were no trans people in my life of any gender.
I'm talking about just, you know, gassing up my little Honda Civic and going to the gay club in Miami over in the city somewhere. And I'm like 17, 18 years old in the club. Like that, those were my first in-person experiences with these women. So...
Wow. Also did not go to the club for the first time till I was like 21.
Word.
I was just such a sheltered little virgin, man.
I was so excited.
I really was.
I just had to get out.
I never had a fake ID.
Hear Beyonce. I was doing the single ladies where she runs up on the wall.
Were you really?
I was kicking off of the wall at Club Boy in Miami, performing.
Club Boy. I love it.
B-O-I.
Oh, wow. See, I would have thought it was for the girls.
You wouldn't you?
Because, you know, we used to spell it like that.
Sometimes
for the
girls would come through, but for the most part, I can't remember where the girls used to go, but it was a little further up north.
You know what's really wild? I went to more lesbian parties in Oklahoma City than I do in New York. I don't know where and
there have to be more here.
There have to be more, but I am not part of none of them communities. I don't know none of them people. In Oklahoma City, it was like one Facebook account. Everybody know. Check it to find out where the party is.
I'm going to put you on.
Okay, you know
because I feel like just especially through Sweet Heat and knowing Dimples and all of that, I've met a lot of promoters, I think, that are stationed here in the city. And I think that lesbians are so sick of everybody's shit. Yeah. And they mostly just want to be around lesbians that they keep their shit very quiet. I've talked about this. That time I had left the gay party and I think I was getting ready to walk home and there was a lesbian party right next door. And having gone to Sweet Heat a million times, I was like, oh, this is the fucking party, bitch. I want to party with them. Walked to the door and a nice studly bouncer told me, no.
Under no circumstances.
Absolutely
I'm so sorry.
not.
This
Girls
is our
only.
party. Right.
And I was like, I understand.
Yes. Just like I understand gay clubs outlawing fucking straight women and they bachelorette parties. I know you want to go out and not get groped and assaulted. I know that. But you don't get to come in here and like spread your bullshit all over this gay man's safe space.
I once tweeted, I don't remember what party I was at, but I surely was watching some girls at the gay club just having a good time. And I think I tweeted something along the lines of shout out to all the straight girls who love coming to gay parties because they don't have to deal with sexual harassment.
Yes.
And a lot of the gays was like, but they can take that shit on somewhere else because I'm so tired. And I was like, whoa. But I understand because
I do. I get it.
You gotta have respect. You gotta know your place. Like, this isn't just a club like all of the hundreds of thousands of clubs that y'all can go to. Most of ours are very, like, one of few, if not the only one. If not the only one.
Yes.
And it's a safe space for us to be us and free, and I have to worry about you coming in with your whole straight thing and trying to dance on us because you know we don't want to go home with you.
Yeah.
Cut that bullshit out.
I understand the urge, but no, girls, it's not for you.
Like, I've been to enough straight clubs, strip clubs, and things like that, and witness niggas be awful to y'all, so I get it.
Yeah.
But honey, play your position. Because a lot of y'all be coming to the club and just doing that shit to us. And we don't care to see
like,
you
leave me
at
out
all.
of it, girl.
So,
Literally did not come here for none of what you got.
But anyway, as far as New York Undercover is concerned, bruh.
Yeah, this is bad.
Well, God bless everyone involved. Aside from the accusations against Malik Yoba about whatever he may have been doing in the 90s or whenever, a lot of what he said is absolutely on the money.
Yep.
A lot of you niggas know full well who you doing, what you doing, when you're doing it. And Malik Yoba should not be the only Negro in entertainment, sports, whatever the fuck, that comes forward and says these things. Because, again, being a part of the community, being 31, almost 32 years of age now, I think I have a better understanding of how this works to look at you the way that this actually is. But because of everybody else's bullshit, you just get sucked into this vortex of bullshit and toxicity and darkness and whatever the fuck else. And you got to be all confused. Nigga, you like women.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I am glad, like you said, when I first saw it, I was like, praise God that, a straight black man finally came out and said this shit.
Thank you.
Amen. And then Mariah came out with her statement and I was like,
damn.
God damn it. So maybe another one who has not been accused of assaulting underage girls. If maybe one more of you could be brave enough to speak up, I just think it would be phenomenal. Thank you so much.
Because having difficulty with accepting whatever your sexual urges may be or sexual identity is, and sleeping with a 13-year-old or 14-year-old or whatever.
Woo!
Super, super separate. And even, engaging with a sex worker, I'm not going to give you no grief.
Oh, no. Please go out there and book these prostitutes, but they need to be of age. That's literally it. I don't have no problem with you paying for sex. None at all. Just let it be an adult who is consenting to this shit. Like a child. And then I saw it was like once when, well, I don't know if it was once, but it was when she was 13 and then again when she was 16. So it's like,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So and a 16-year-old might be able to pass for 18. A 13-year-old does not. It's just, well, you know what?
I know a lot of y'all niggas be eating this fried chicken. My friends and I used to joke that it's church's chicken that make these 15-year-olds look 30.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely hormones. It definitely is. Got these 8-year-olds starting their period and shit. No, that ain't right.
But, come on now, my nigga.
Yeah, no, there's no excuse. So.
I don't know. I just want people to be nice.
I mean, don't we all, friends? Unfortunately, life is complicated.
Unless they're super ridiculous and it's funny.
Okay, well, maybe if Mariah and the girls actually press charges, and we'll see where this goes. Because
she made it seem like it's coming any day.
The New York State child abuse laws means that, even though this was over 20 years ago, something can still be done. So
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for getting everybody who is out here raping minors, getting them niggas the fuck out. So yeah, don't you love how this show always just... We just go on these really positive tangents. Everything is just so nice and good.
Last but not least, LeBron James is working on trademarking the term. No, I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
I'm talking about trademarking the term Taco Tuesday.
That nigga.
Don't know how many of you are aware, but LeBron and his family have been celebrating Taco Tuesday, which is especially popular in the West Coast and Texas and places where it's a
large
lot of
Latino population. Yes, specifically Mexican, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So, apparently he's now working towards filing this trademark for specifically. Let me see if I can find the actual. Description of the trademark itself, because I know that it's meant to be for if they ever decide to use it for things like podcasts, TV, so on and so. That's where they filed it, but I can't remember the actual.
Oh my God, there are so many Taco Tuesday trademarks.
I mean, but that's the actual thing. I think the person who has the trademark right now is in Wyoming. and the place is called Taco John.
There are so many. There are like, I'm looking on the USPTO right now. It looks like at least 10 live trademarks that include Taco Tuesday. So they must all be under something different.
Bruh, look.
Because, you know, it's not just the name. It's also like how you plan to use the name.
Yeah, no, that's the most important part of these things. I think a lot of people hear, you know, oh, such and such is trademarking things, and it means to them that this person is trying to prevent you from ever saying this again.
Right. That is not what that is.
That's not how it works. It says the trademark would apply to downloadable audio and visual works, social media, podcasts, and online entertainment services. This is on the Hill. So it sounds to me that they may be planning on using Taco Tuesday as the name of a show, whether it's a podcast, web series. I know that, you know.
This must be LeBron's trademark right here. I'm looking at it. LBJ Trademarks, LLC.
I know that he has that show on HBO. I don't know what the plan is, but they claim there is no specific plan in place for Taco Tuesday right now. But what they are attempting to do is prevent anybody from suing them in the future, or suing LeBron specifically in the future.
Of course.
If they do decide to use it for something. They won't get this trademark. I highly doubt. And here's why. Taco Tuesday is too goddamn common. And even people who do have, you know, documents and trademarks filed and shit like that for Taco Tuesday at the moment, many of them can't really defend the legitimacy of the trademark to their specific company, brand, or whatever, because Taco Tuesday is an old ass fucking saying.
Yeah.
And nobody really knows exactly where it came from.
Wow. I mean, and even if he does get it, he's not going to be able to sell no merch because these other people already have it for, it's like 2 different trademarks as far as like using Taco Tuesday on like clothes, like
my
hoodies
first
and
guess
shit.
was that LeBron James is probably going to do some Red Table Talk style shit called Taco Tuesday with his family, where they talk about whatever and they eat tacos, and probably have some of his famous
random
friends over,
NBA celebrities
come over and eat tacos and shit with them, and that is probably what their trademark.
Probably
for.
so.
Again, specifically, when you do file a trademark, you have to expensively. Decide
it is not cheap.
All of these like categories that you're filing the trademark for, and that's all you can ever really dispute it for.
Exactly.
But yeah, again, a spokesperson for LeBron James LBJ Trademarks says, you know, they don't have any specific plans, and they're not telling anybody that they can't say Taco Tuesday, go to Taco Tuesday, have Taco Tuesday. But as it sounded to me, this is like basic legal team stuff. This probably ain't even got nothing to do with LeBron. LeBron probably had a meeting with his manager or something that was like, maybe I want to do like a Taco Tuesday podcast or something like that. I think I might want to do something. And they just went ahead and did
automatically,
this, you know, as the basics.
Because it definitely does say that an attorney filed this. So
there you go.
They were probably, because unlike Forever 21, LeBron includes his lawyers in his conversations. Yeah. And they immediately said, all right, let's jump on this legally.
Let's handle all of it. They literally said, we don't want nobody to sue this nigga.
Exactly.
That's it.
And that is your lawyer's job.
No one even said he may have it yet.
The whole legal department at Forever 21 got to be livid.
Like how
this
could
is
you...
why we're here. Ask us first, you stupid bitches. I know they mad at the whole social team.
Well, good luck with whatever this is. Shit. I mean, obviously it left a not so flavorful taste in some folks' mouths, because Taco Tuesday, especially over in the LA of things, is super popular.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's the first place I've
heard that phrase so many billions of times that I have never even thought about it.
It's so old. It's older than me.
It has to be. I have seen it so many fucking times. So I really didn't think nothing of it. Like you, I assumed it was going to be a show or whatever the hell, because he's been posting clips and pictures on his Instagram. And that Taco Tuesday thing has been like a huge hit. So
I don't follow him or pay too much attention to his like personal business, but I have seen a few of the clips of him yelling Taco Tuesday and stuff like that around and being with his family. So I get what they're doing. I don't think that this is anything that needs to raise any true alarm because you niggas may still have your tacos on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whenever the fuck you want to.
Right.
And you can call it Taco Tuesday if you want to. In fact, you can even make your own damn tacos on Tuesday with your friends and call it Taco Tuesday.
You can.
On
You
Instagram.
can print up a banner and use the hashtag and whatever else. And you know what LeBron James can't do? Sue you. And I honestly, truly doubt he would even want to. He knows he didn't come up with that phrase.
You could likely start a podcast called Taco Tuesday right now and be straight.
Yeah. I didn't know there was backlash, but it's probably because people thought, like you said, people probably thought trademarking it meant nobody else could ever say these words.
In fact,
he was trying to take ownership of it. I don't think that's it.
I personally know someone who had a podcast called Taco Tuesday. I got to ask him what the fuck that shit is
Wow,
called.
look at you. That's kind of rude to be
It's
like,
old.
hey, what's the name of
Everybody
the
says
podcast?
Taco Tuesday.
Now I have to look it up. Taco Tuesday podcast. It's probably
Frank Watson
several.
has a Taco Tuesday party every Tuesday in the city.
There you go.
There's too many Taco Tuesdays.
There is a Taco Tuesday podcast. Uh-oh.
Like, what are you supposed? It's old. It's not.
Oh.
I don't see how anybody, LeBron James or anyone else, could be like Taco Tuesdays is ours, and here's how we can prove that it exists solely because of us. Because that's another thing with trademarks today. You could easily have a trademark for something or file a trademark for something, and even if it's not a super popular thing, if somebody else had it and was using it and making money from it before you, they do have a case to go in front of a judge or whatever and be like, nah, bitch. So,
well, I'm sure the lawyers already knew this, but the Taco Tuesday podcast officially ended in 2016.
Well, there you go again.
So,
all of these things happen in court.
That's right.
So,
and the lawyers, very highly paid people, this is their job. I'm sure they would not have filed this if that podcast was still a thing, or they wouldn't have filed it under podcasting, which is there's specifically listed podcasting services.
Downloadable audio and video works, podcast such and such.
Exactly.
And such. Yeah.
So, I don't know.
It's okay, girls.
Yeah, I think it's all right, you guys.
You may still have your tacos.
And
on
so
any day
can
of the
every
week.
other restaurant in this country.
And also, like, respect Mexican American people and things like that for actually giving y'all tacos. A very delicious.
An incredible food. Incredible food.
Yeah.
I really feel like Republicans should not be allowed to enjoy Mexican food.
I don't think so.
I think y'all should be banned from enjoying Mexican food because of the awful way y'all treat the people.
Only right to me.
It really is. And every time there's like a story of one of y'all's crazy white MAGA aunties going into a Mexican restaurant and getting mad because the people speak Spanish or something like that, it's like, bitch, do you know where you are?
I'm sorry. Do you know how
Bitch, do you know where you are?
tacos work? You know
You
where
literally came here for food. If you wanted some food that was not Mexican, perhaps you should go to like, I don't know, not a Mexican restaurant.
It's like going to a Jamaican restaurant and then being upset because they roll their eyes at you. Bitch, do you know where you at?
That's part of the service, bitch.
This is the culture.
Eye rolls and side eyes are what make the oxtail gravy pop.
Stupid.
Especially when you ask for extra. If she don't have a big sigh and roll her eyes, it's not good.
If she doesn't look at me in disgust when I order literally anything, I don't want it because it's probably not good. So get over yourself.
It's just facts.
Anyway, that wraps up Hot Tops. What was it? The bottom is mine? I don't remember what I called it.
I think that's what you said.
So,
it was great.
All right, girls.
Hey, y'all. This week's episode of The Read is brought to you by my fave, Third Love. They've got more than 70 sizes, including half cups. Third Love designs bras with breast size and shape in mind for a perfect fit and a premium feel. Y'all already know how I feel about that t-shirt bra. It just hugs and supports my titties and makes them feel so good. It's like one of very few bras. In fact, I think it is the only bra that I can wear and forget that I have it on. Like, it is just so completely comfortable. They have straps that don't slip and tagless labels. My God, I don't know why more of you aren't on this.
Everybody
it is genius. When the middle of your back is randomly itching, you like, what in the mother? Listen, you don't have them problems with Third Love. They've got lightweight, super thin memory foam cups that mold to your shape. They are proprietary to Third Love. And best of all, you have 60 days to try it out. You can wear it, wash it, please wash it, put it to the test. If you don't love it, just return it and Third Love will donate it to someone in need and they will wash it first as well. So, you know, you really cannot go wrong with just trying it out. Third Love knows there's a perfect bra for everybody. So right now they are offering our listeners 15% off your first order. Just go to thirdlove.com/read now to find your perfect fitting bra and to get 15% off your first purchase. Again, thirdlove.com/READ for 15% off today. Let them know I sent you. Take care of them titties. I don't know why I did that.
Okay.
Let's go back to the show.
All right. It's time for some listener letters.
Filet. It is. Send yours to asktheread@gmail.com. We may read them aloud on the show. Unsurprisingly, we got a lot of feedback about the letters last week.
Yeah.
And Jan actually sent in a little note for Kevin. Remember Kevin, who has the sugar daddy who's about to pass away?
How can I forget?
Jan mentioned something that I did not think of. Jan says, do not get the cash from your friend's dad before he dies, because even if you aren't in the will, his next of kin will have access to his financials, and the movement of that much cash will be a big red flag. Furthermore, he may leave huge medical debts and expenses to his family. You call his son a friend, and while we are not judging you if you take the money, I am judging you if you watch them struggle financially while trying to be there for them emotionally.
I'm judging you for both.
If you are not willing to claim that money publicly and accept the consequences, just leave it, sis. Well, that's a valid point, Jan. So,
I feel like that was a very fair, unbiased take on it.
Because, I was just immediately like, don't see no problem with taking that fucking money. But, some of you made more sense about that than others.
Because, at the end of the motherfucking day, if you fucking this nigga's daddy and he just wants to give you this money before you're gonna die, and your best friend, the nigga's son, knows that.
Right.
The fuck that got to do with you? Your daddy fucking this nigga, he don't want to talk to you no more, whatever. At least it's all out in the open. You can still have your motherfucking money. And at the end of the day, it was his father's decision. I didn't hear anything in that later about you finessing that money up out of him.
I didn't either.
Possibly having good sex.
Which is not a finesse. Listen.
What do you
That is just, when you are who you are, okay? If your pussy be yanking, then it simply yanks.
A pussy star.
So fucking stupid. Good luck to you, Kevin. Hope it works out. We also got a lot of responses about Linda's letter with dealing with her mentally ill sister-in-law.
Ooh, this one.
I'm going to read one of them. It is a bit lengthy, but I think it's important. It comes from a psychologist
Amen.
in Los Angeles named Mitson, who said, I'm writing to say that I loved your response to Linda's letter about her husband's family and how frustrated she is. I think it was great the way you encouraged her to get her own therapy and to consider what's getting in the way of empathizing with this woman and her difficulties. I agree with you and don't take any issue with the insights you gave. The only thing I would add is that this family absolutely could use some help as a unit to figure out what if there's something they're doing to allow this pattern to continue. I've worked in intensive treatment settings for most of my post-grad career, and I've seen firsthand how family dynamics play a role in continuing the distress of the person getting treatment. Obviously, I'm not this person's doctor, so I can't say what's going on in this family. However, the sister might be justifiably upset at the way the family deals or doesn't deal with conflict or issues within their system. It also may be true that the family treats the sister as someone who is so fragile that she can't be held accountable for her behaviors in any way out of fear that she may hurt herself or someone else. This takes a toll on families in ways that they don't even realize, and it's not healthy for anyone involved, including the person who's been identified as the patient. Many times, identified patients in these situations will threaten to harm themselves or be otherwise destructive if they don't get their way.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon for the rest of the family to feel like they're being held emotionally hostage and that they must do what the other person demands, even if it's not good for them in the long run. At this point, it sounds like the best way to make sure things change is to have everyone go to a family therapist.
Amen.
Love therapy. And be willing to take a look at how they, one, unknowingly trigger this woman and her difficulties and take stock of how they relate to her in problematic ways. And two, enable her bad behavior out of fear that she will hurt herself, someone else, or someone's property. I can understand Linda's point that they might enable and accommodate the sister in ways that they really cannot sustain long term. This is cause for concern because it keeps everyone locked into this unhealthy pattern. A family therapist would definitely be able to give them tools to disrupt the pattern and to practice alternative strategies in real time. It would also help them to learn that they don't have to take responsibility for the sister's emotions and to be present for her needs in the most helpful and effective ways. But at the end of the day, like y'all said, Linda, cannot make grown people do anything. All she can do is speak what her needs are, work on herself with therapy, whether that's individual, couples, or family, and be clear about her own boundaries and what she's willing to tolerate in this relationship. She should also do her due diligence to educate herself on her sister-in-law's illness and try her best to empathize with this woman's pain. I hope this is helpful and that you keep these conversations going. They're much needed. Much love, Mitson. And I just thought, this is so good and written by an actual professional, which we are not, and thought it was really important to add that on because I know this is not exclusive to Linda at all. This is something that a lot of people are dealing with.
Yeah, no.
And therapy is she's really that girl. She really is.
Pretty great stuff.
So yeah, thank you so much, Mitson. And we still haven't gotten to the letters. We have an update from Marcus. Remember, I know you don't remember Marcus, but Marcus emailed us about his girlfriend's child. He said, I love her, but I hate her child.
Yep.
And the 7-year-old son was like constantly, like, he just did not like Marcus at all.
I remember it.
Had even accused him of like hitting him or whatever. So Marcus emailed us back and said, all I can say is, wow, hearing you read my letter back and give insight really put a lot into perspective. First off, no, I didn't eat that nigga's fruit snacks. And no, I have never put my hands on him. Because we were like, well, did you actually eat his fruit snacks? Did you actually hit him? So even after everything you said, I still wanted to figure out a way to make it work. So over the past 2 months, we did couples counseling and went on meaningful dates. I picked her up with flowers and all that. Before writing in, I had a trip booked for us. It was perfect timing. So we went and we really recharged. However, when we came back, her son was still acting like a little demon. And I realized I could no longer do this. We broke up this past weekend. And although I love her, I truly feel like a weight and a badass child have been lifted off my shoulders. We're going to try and just do the friend thing, but I'm moving on. Marcus, I can't fault you for any of this. You tried. You gave it another 2 months and you really tried. And that little boy is still not fucking with you. So you had to establish your own boundaries, communicate what you needed. And of course, this woman that's her child. She's not getting rid of her child. So you had to go. And there's nothing wrong with that. Why are you trying not to laugh? Listen.
I'm not trying. I'm laughing.
You're not gonna get along with every kid, man. It is what it is.
Well,
I'm glad you knew, sir. I'm glad you knew.
Cue the Curb Your Enthusiasm music.
Oh, man. We also, I cannot believe we had this many, just people sending things in. But somebody sent in therapy resources, including therapy for Black girls, which we've talked about many times. But there is also a queer and trans therapists of color network directory. Had no clue that was a thing. It is at nqttcn.com/directory. That's the National Queer and Trans Therapists of Color Network, which, wow, phenomenal. Now, if you look at the map, they are mostly concentrated on the coast because it's not too safe for us anywhere else. And it's barely safe. It's not even safe for us there, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But there's some scattered across the country, but mostly on the coast. But maybe that will be helpful for some of you. So take a look at that. And thank you, Crystal, for sending that in. All right. Finally done with the updates.
Okay.
Our first... all right. Oh, just kidding. A white woman named Sarah wrote in and said that her mother literally taught her to cry if she is in distress or if things go wrong or if she needs help. And so, yes, it is a thing that white women are taught to cry when they need some assistance.
Knew it.
All right. First question this week comes from, let me see, Stephanie. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah. Well, maybe not. Can you give me a different name? Because the name in her email is one thing, and then she signed it with Stephanie, but then she also said, please make up a name for me. So I'm going to just call you Kayla. All right.
All right. Well, here we are with whatever your name is.
Kayla says, my story starts in 2014, which was one of the greatest years of my life. It was the year I met my soon-to-be husband. Our story began online, and it was blissful. We enjoyed a brief courtship, and I moved to Dallas to begin what has been a solid relationship. Mm-hmm. My husband is an attorney and typically spends many late hours in the office, so I've never really thought twice about his love or loyalty to me. But unfortunately, I have recently come across some rather disturbing news about him that has left me shaken. Mm-hmm. While I never touch his laptop, recently a part of me felt compelled to look through it.
Oh, yeah.
Of course it did. Mm-hmm. And apparently for the past several years, my 6'11" alpha dominant husband has
6'11"?
Girl, don't know where you found that tree.
My God.
And honestly, I feel like you should have left that part out. I feel like people are going to be able to...
How could this nigga have any secrets from anybody?
He has been pretending to be several women online. He uses platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Man. He has at least 9 different identities of beautiful women that he has been pretending to be. Apparently, he has a penchant for pretending to be Brazilian Guamanian. Oh. Women with long hair. Okay. To add insult to injury, all the passwords that he has used for these accounts is my name. Wow. Not only has he spoken to strangers across the world, he has also done a host of baiting men that we mutually know for nude photos and other information. After bringing it to him and several failed denial attempts, he finally admitted that he has been pretending to be women online since he was in undergrad. He says he's completely heterosexual, but enjoys the thought of being hit on by men and fantasizes about the women that he pretends to be. I am so conflicted because
I'm
I'm conflicted.
I didn't mean to do that.
You did it though, and it was like loud, and you meant to, and you're still laughing. So 4 years and 2 kids later, my life is inextricably linked with this man, but I am unsure if he can actually
Wait! What the fuck did she just say?
4 years into, like, they're 4 years into this relationship and they have 2 kids.
She said 2 kids, like, so she had 2 kids with him after this?
No. She's saying I'm conflicted because, like, 4 years in and 2 kids, like, she worded it perhaps a bit confusingly, but she's saying that they've been together and they have 2 kids.
Right, all right.
My life is inextricably linked with this man, but I am unsure if he can actually love me, knowing that he is so torn in what appears to be his sexuality. I could use your advice and encouragement.
This is fucking hilarious.
Also, what do I do with the information concerning all the men he has deceived for years, especially the ones that we both know? Do I bring this to them? Thanks for your help. Sincerely, Kayla. So first of all, I don't think this is an issue with his sexuality, sis.
Me neither.
I think this is an issue of him liking compliments and being ridiculous on the internet.
And I've said this a lot. I don't know if I've said it on the show, but there are a lot of straight men that are sincerely... I don't know the words to use. They're just invigorated maybe by the idea or the knowledge that men find them attractive.
Yes.
Like, I know guys that I believe with all of my heart are heterosexual,
right,
but love when guys flirt with them or hit on them or like their pictures or whatever. And it should be because, nigga, we picky.
It should be. You're right.
Like, contrary to popular belief, the gays, especially the gays of color, the melanin gays,
yes, that's right,
ain't out here for just any old anybody.
It's true.
So if a nigga think you cute, bitch, you should be flattered because you're probably top tier, or that nigga just doesn't have standards.
Right.
You know, I can't blanket everybody together.
As far, like, I just want straight women to know that if your man still has the same passion and zest, well, zest might be a bad word, but if he still has the same, like, the sex has not dropped off at all, his dick is still getting up and staying where you need it to be and all that, then you don't have to worry about whether he's not attracted to you. Like, okay, that is, I just want y'all to...
I was waiting to see where you're going to land with
I just want y'all to understand that, like, if his sex with you has not changed at all, you don't have to worry about his sexuality because he's attracted to you. So
I would say that, if you're getting broke off in the right way and satisfied in the right way, well, you know, some of y'all don't really know good sex.
Right.
But at the same time, if your sex life and romance life and all of that stuff is pretty
the emotional
solid,
stuff matters too,
then he is very likely attracted to you.
Especially if he's still a good husband and still a good father and all that. I wouldn't be worried about his attraction or his orientation.
I think the idea that the fact that he is baiting men into sharing nudes with him or being into whatever this catfishing Brazilian persona is that he has created, that is separate from his actual sexual orientation. And again, as a gay, I feel confident in saying that. Okay. Doesn't mean this nigga is not a weirdo. So I don't know, what
it's
you
weird
do
that he
with
solicited
that.
nudes from these men. It's just like,
and niggas, y'all know.
Right. See, that's like, was he planning to like blackmail them people at some point?
I doubt it.
That I would have a real question for. Like, or maybe he's just like, that's my friend. I want to know what his dick looks like.
But you know what? Again, at the same time, it's not, I can't even be like, oh, well, you know, some niggas like when other niggas find them attractive, because you're not pretending to be you.
Oh, that's true.
You're pretending to be a woman.
That's true as well.
So
I don't understand it.
But watching Max and Neve for like a season, was the other one's name Max? Was it Silver Fox Max?
It was Max.
Okay. Yeah. There are catfishing people that catfish solely for the thrill.
That's true. There are a lot of people who just enjoy it.
They just enjoy deceiving people and seeing how far they can get motherfuckers to go because they're attracted to someone. And that, again, I think is separate of sexual. Mm-hmm. honestly, I guess what I'm trying to say here is that unfortunately, it sounds like your biggest concern is whether or not your nigga is gay. And
yeah, because I was surprised that was where you put that, like, sexuality. I would be more concerned if he had actually cheated on me.
at least you asked, like, oh, what do I do with these niggas that we, go bowling with or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. I know how straight women are, though.
But yeah, I do as well. And to that, I would say that he is quite likely straight girl. I'm not going to say he couldn't be bisexual, but that's not what it sounds like. It sounds like your nigga is one of these motherfuckers who be catfishing motherfuckers because they find it to be fun. And I can't relate. I don't understand, but I know that that's a thing as well. So
yeah.
I would say go ahead and pat yourself on the back, girl. You're not dating a queen.
If anything, I feel like my trust in this person would be a little bit shaken because it's like, why have you been doing this?
Is that not worse?
That's so weird.
Is that not worse?
Why are you doing this? Yeah. I recommend therapy like I do for everybody, but for real, for y'all, specifically couples therapy. So
she said she confronted him.
Maybe y'all can get to the root because at first he denied it. So, but it's like, nigga, I've logged into your computer. Don't play with me.
Like it when...
Yeah,
all
it's
right.
I would recommend y'all going to therapy or counseling and talking about this with a professional.
As far as them other men, I was going to say, you changed my life once when you said to me with a situation that I was unprivy to. You told me afterwards. You told me afterwards that you told this person, either you go and tell him or I'm going to do it.
I did do that.
And that changed my perspective on a lot of shit for a long time. Because what you're essentially doing in that situation is saying, you and I both know right from wrong.
Yeah.
And I know that you know that this is wrong. Mm-hmm. And I am in a situation now where I feel conflicted because I care about this person.
Exactly.
And I don't feel comfortable with this person not knowing this, and I do.
Exactly.
So I'm going to give you the opportunity to do the right thing and let people know what time it is, or I'm going to do it because I can't not do it.
Yeah.
I feel like that is so past fair.
It is. And he knew I was dead ass serious when I said it. Like, I'm not going to keep talking to this man who is my friend. Like, I don't know about this dirty shit you done did. I'm not going to do that. It's not a friend thing to do.
Right.
So I'm going to give you the chance to tell it because truly it is far outside the bounds of my business. I really don't want to get involved. I do not like being in the middle of people's shit. I don't like having my own shit. So I really did not want to do it. But I was like, you're going to look even worse if this comes from me. So you might as well be a man and tell him what you did.
Nigga, when I tell you one of the few times in my life a nigga has been forced, like, right?
And only because he was forced to.
Like, one of the few times. And then he was like, all right, I gotta tell you something.
I gotta be real with you about something. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like that's what I thought of from the question. New mics. From the question of what do I do with that situation? Because that's how I would feel.
Yeah.
If we're talking about people that we're friends with, that we kick it with, or whatever, I would feel that it's that exact same way. And it's like, nigga, you need to tell these people what time it is. I don't know how you're going to go about doing it or whatever, but
depending on how close y'all are with these mutual friends.
That too.
Because if it's just like his coworkers or something, I think I would stay out of that. But if it's like people who come over to our house for dinner parties and our kids playing all that, it's like, I'm not finna be up in these people's faces being fake. I'm not going to do that.
I agree.
Woo! Good luck to you. I think I called her Kayla.
Goodest of fucking luck.
All right.
I had another strong point on that I definitely drifted away from.
Did you? Yeah, was it something to do with like you tell him or I will, or
no? It was super general about these types of situations, and I can't remember what it is.
Okay,
I think it was very specific to women in their fear of being.
Oh God!
But I can't remember what point I was going to.
The only thing I would say is that like I want y'all to not be afraid of your husband's being bisexual, because again, if he is having a strong, honest, emotional connection with you and the sex is the same that's always been, like, it's very possible that I mean, even if it is possible that your man is not exclusively heterosexual, that doesn't mean that his feelings about you have changed at all.
Yeah, I mean, because for clarity, just because he's fucking you down doesn't mean that he won't still fuck a man down. You know what I mean? But
true.
If you are worried about... This is the other thing, though. Motherfuckers think that if a man is attracted to men or trans women, he's gay.
Yeah.
He's not attracted to women who are assigned a vagina at birth or whatever. He is just gay, and all of the other stuff is mythology.
Yeah.
And so that's a huge part of the reason, and I'm not excusing nobody's lies or deceit or bullshit, but we've said this time and time again as a big part of the reason why a lot of niggas do their dirt on the low. They're probably and very, 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 very likely still attracted to you and other women. They also attracted to men too, and they know that if you know that, then they might as well just be gay because ain't nobody finna fuck with them.
It's not safe to come out as bi. It is not. And part of it is like this fear y'all have around all that. And so, you need to work through your own internalized shit.
It's truly the stigma that gay men all have HIV, and that's why black women have it.
And that is that damn... I'm not going to say it's all his fault, but when J.L. King went on Oprah and talked about the download thing, it changed a lot for black women. And we started being like very openly ridiculous about that whole subject. And
meanwhile, your second baby father running all through the projects, raw dicking any and every motherfucking bitch in his sight. But God forbid this nigga be gay, because that's how you really get it.
Yeah, like, no.
I'm so
your man
tired.
could be... Would you feel better if your man was cheating on you with 30 different, like, cisgender women?
Yes.
Even though he can get any itchy and scratchy show from any of those girls and bring it right back to you.
But they would.
That is foolish.
That wasn't even the point I was going to make. I don't remember what it was I was going to say. But
if you're going to cheat on me and the option is like use protection with a dude or raw dog it with a girl, I'm going to prefer it if you use protection with a dude. Like, but I'm also a queerdo myself. And so a man being intimate is not a problem for me at all, because I am into women and I would fully expect him to be okay with that.
Like, I'm just saying, for what it's worth, for anybody out there, just because a nigga might be into men, whether it's a secret, he on the DL or whatever, it doesn't mean that he is solely gay and is just with you as his beard or whatever. Yeah. Some niggas may be.
That's true.
But I want you to understand that many niggas today who are playing that role, it's not just because they're gay and trying to keep a secret. Some of them might be, yes, but a lot of them are bisexual and have their own grievances, demons, or whatever associated with that they sincerely need to seek individual assistance with.
Yeah.
But if it helps you, it doesn't mean that he's not into you, girl.
Yeah.
So maybe if you can, like, step down a taste, think a bit freer, have open conversation.
Yeah.
More niggas can talk to y'all about what the fuck is going on in your life, and you don't have to be open up like, now I remember what the fuck I was going to say. It didn't have nothing to do with sexuality. What I was going to say is this is proof that if you feel compelled to reach over and grab that nigga's MacBook, bitch, keep it closed. It's in there. I don't give a fuck what you looking for, bitch. It's in there. Leave him. Leave him. If you feel like, you know what, let me just crack this open and take a gander. It's in there.
It is.
It's in there.
Whatever.
Leave him.
I never go through his laptop, but just this one time.
But just let me this one time. What inspired you? What did you think that you might bump into?
You was feeling something.
It's in there. Leave him.
Maybe something switched up at home. We don't know. But
same shit, because I know you niggas be doing that shit too, going through your girlfriend, your wife's panty drawers and looking at text from Papa John's and Pizza Hut and whatever. Whatever.
Yeah.
If you feel compelled to do it, walk out on her.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I have actually had an ex-boyfriend cheat on me with a man, and I did not find out until after we broke up. And I wasn't mad because it was, gay shit or whatever. I was mad because you cheated. And then also because you reassured me over and over that it was nothing going on, blah, blah, blah. This anyway. So
funny enough,
I just think you can look at it that way.
Funny enough, I've been cheated on before, where I was cheated on with a woman, or the guy cheated on me with a woman more than once. And I always looked at it like, well, of course you do. Like, what was I supposed to do? I don't have a vagina. I never looked at it like, how could you deceiver? You're not a gay. I don't know.
Right. I mean, you are a deceiver, but I'm not mad at you because of the orientation or the genitals or the it's not orientate, the identity of the person you slept with. I'm mad because you cheated on me.
Yeah.
And so I just want straight black women to really, it is internalized homophobia. That is what that is. And I know you don't think you're homophobic, but you really need to work through that, because this is specifically homophobia against gay men, because we all know that women can be bisexual, trisexual. They can admit that they had a crush on their best friend in college or whatever. And nobody would expect a man to leave his wife over that.
Nigga.
Nobody.
Niggas would, when I'm telling you, jump in the air, freeze frame, like some Molly Ringwald movie ass shit. I'm talking about niggas are doing push-ups, jumping jacks, prepared for some girl on girl. They don't give a fuck about this shit.
So, right. So if you see an issue here, you really need to work through your homophobia about gay men and the sex that they have.
I'm not like any nigga lying to you, being deceitful, not being honest with you about whatever is, you know, you have the right to be upset about that. You have the right to walk away. As I've said before, you have the right to walk away because that nigga ain't do the dishes or whatever. Like, whatever your reasoning is. I don't give a fuck. But I just hope that more people will start to think differently so that we can start having more conversation and doing real work. Because ignorance ain't ever going to get anybody anywhere.
I would love for more men to come out as bisexual. I would love that. I might actually be able to tolerate y'all if you were bisexual.
I just hate that, like, bisexual, I think it's called bi erasure.
It
like,
is.
I feel like Tumblr has made a name
I was
for
about to
it
say,
now.
you know Tumblr did that.
Even queer people are hitting us with this idea that bisexual men don't exist. How stupid can you be?
It just don't make sense, y'all. That dog won't hunt.
Most of them just lie.
Exactly. Because they know if they say that to their girlfriend, immediately he will be branded, labeled as gay, ostracized from his community. If you polled
some of your homegirls you be going to brunch with about how they feel about this stuff, you don't understand. And I'm not excusing any nigga for lying to anybody about their sexuality or who they're sleeping with, obviously. But what I am saying is a lot. I understand.
I understand. Because if you would like to continue dating women or just not be judged or looked at funny, it's like it's safer to just pretend that you are exclusively straight.
Even y'all niggas that ain't dating somebody that's gay or bi or whatever be out here casually saying extremely homophobic shit, repeating extremely homophobic shit, but feeling like you're not homophobic because the nigga that does your hair is a huge queen.
Lord.
So,
or your makeup artist.
Or your makeup artist.
Or your stylist.
Or your best friend from 8th grade that you still go shopping with.
All that shit.
So, I mean,
just don't.
Nobody's making it easy out here for anybody.
All right. Good luck to y'all. Our next question comes from D, who says, a few weeks ago, my homophobia again.
All right.
A few weeks ago, my homophobic dad and I had yet another argument where he tried to bring me down with the most hateful words possible about my homosexuality. After the call, I told my mother, siblings, and boyfriend that I am done with him and his abuse and cutting him off officially. He lives 3 time zones away, so we only communicate by phone.
Damn.
And I don't need to subject myself to someone who's tried to break me down over his struggle, not mine. Oops.
I know that's
There you go. I guess this decision has gotten back to him, and he's been calling and texting to try to talk. He almost never reaches out to me, so this isn't normal. And when I check the voicemail, it's always something dumb, like inviting me to a block party or wishing me happy National Left-Handers Day. Womp.
What would be great about this is if that nigga is not left-handed.
Right. Just saying
just
bullshit,
randomly
hoping that you'll
like,
answer the phone.
It's International of Iced Coffee Day, and I just want to say happy.
My people all say that he's obviously trying to put the fight behind us, but I'm struggling to forgive after so many years. Am I preventing an opportunity to reconcile because I'm choosing to close him out? I don't want to give him the opportunity to ignore his abuse, but at the same time, I'd want a relationship with him if one were possible. How do I give a chance without jeopardizing myself in the process? Thanks, D.
I'm a pretty cut and dry person when it comes to this type of stuff, and I feel like I would just hit my father with like, all right, all of that left-handers day shit is whatever, but if you want to talk to me, we have things to talk about. Yeah. And until we do that, I'm not interested in this.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating to me. It's really telling that once you verbally acknowledge that you were off it with your pops,
right,
that then these things start to move forward.
Yeah.
Many of our parents irk us and are very destructive to us with things that they say and do, even though their intention wildly is still for us to have the best.
Yeah.
So
it's
usually, thankfully, I guess, but a lot of times when we get to a place where we know that we don't need them and we're not relying on them and we're just like, okay, you know what, nigga, like, cool. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Whatever. You do that over there and I'm going to do me over here and I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it puts a lot of parents in a place where, first of all, they have to confront the fact that they're finite. And
Woo.
I don't know how many parents that truly love their kids want to turn to dust with their kids not fucking with them. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I do think a lot of times, and I'm not trying to paint a picture or generalize this because I know that's not everybody's story, but I do think that a lot of times parents will do things like this to try and inch their way back in.
Yeah.
But it's hard, especially with men, to confront their own ignorances and the stuff that they're struggling with when it comes to you. And I don't know what it is specifically that you're looking for from your father in terms of accepting you for who you are. And whatever the relationship looks like that afterwards. For me, it would be just so much as like, look, I don't even really need you to understand so much as I need you to just respect and empathize and love. You don't need to, you know what I mean, get gay culture and understand every chapter of it or whatever. Just understand it is a thing. It is an okay thing. I am your son. I am not just this gay kid that you made or whatever.
And you have to be supportive. If I bring my boyfriend around, you need to welcome that person. Like, you need to not ice them out or make them feel like they're not welcome around us or whatever. It's not like I accept you, but not your gayness. No, that is not acceptance.
If we go into Thanksgiving and family and cookouts and all of this stuff, and my sister boyfriend could come, or my brother girlfriend could come, or my sister husband could come, and all of that is good, then you should just have, bitch, you better motherfucking grin and bear it. All the times I got my ass whooped and put on punishment, bitch, and I had to. I had to just shut up and take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell the internet this that I have not said. So I'm going to do it.
Let's see where this goes.
Even though it feels...
Oh, I know where this is going.
It feels like it's a mistake, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Fuck that.
So I know what this is like because I have actually cut off contact with my father. I have disowned him. We do not have a relationship. We do not speak. That has been the case for almost a year now. And he did a lot of the same things your dad did, like before I got to the point of cutting him off. Like, he would randomly call and be like, oh, I was just thinking about you because, you know, I saw a black girl today. And it's like, what? So anyway, but he knew that things were fraught between us, not necessarily because of the homophobia, but that certainly didn't help. Right. There was lots of shit going on there. And I knew, because my father is very, very smart, that this was not a conversation that could be had over the phone or email or anything else, because that nigga can finesse his way out of anything if you don't confront him face to face.
Super true, yeah.
So the next time I saw him in person, you know, he tried to do that bullshit, everything is fine, you know, whatever, gave me $100 like that meant something to me. I took that $100 and I literally gave it to the relative closest to me. I was like, hey, you may have this. I do not. I just gave. Anyway, it don't matter. And so I told him then, you and I need to have a conversation before you leave here today. Laid it out just like that.
Yeah. And
when we, you know, went off to the side, just the two of us, and started having this conversation, it ended poorly, to say the least. And it was from that point. And I told him then, you and I are no longer in relationship with one another. Like, I will fully call you by your first name. And I did call him by his first name. That's what pushed him over the edge. But it was like, I'm not going to call you daddy or treat you like a father when I don't feel that way about you.
Right.
And he chose, instead of like doing better and choosing to be a part of my life, he chose to walk away. Right. And that is perfectly fine because, you know, thanks to therapy, I was well prepared for this point and I was like ready to do it and, you know, all that sort of thing. So it wasn't really like I was afraid of it. It was more like I knew this was how it was going to go. But when it's a parent, you still have this like little tiny mustard seed of hope way deep down where you can't even see it.
All of us do.
Where it's just like, please let this nigga magically
just get it together.
Know that he's wrong and acknowledge that and apologize and make an effort to do better. And that didn't happen. So I cut him off. We have not spoken since then, and I don't have no issue with that at all. And so I think you really have to get to a place where it can't just be that you told your mama and your siblings and all that, because I'm sure that is how it got back to him. But you need to tell him face to face, or maybe not even face to face. You might have a father who is not a huge liar, but you need to tell him, you and I are not speaking because of these reasons. And if you cannot respect me as a human being, acknowledge where you went wrong, apologize for those things, because you inflicted a lot of hurt on me. This was not just some random, one-off flyaway bullshit that had no effect on my life. If it's your father, then it is deeply entrenched in you.
If I can trace a lot of my issues or the issues I have with myself back to you.
Yeah. That's deep. Parental trauma is deep trauma.
It's super deep. A lot of people aren't even aware that they have it.
It is. So I think it's important to say that to him and let him know that if he's not ready to atone, apologize, do better, and not just do better in words, but in actions to show you that he means it, that you are simply not going to have a relationship with him, and that it is totally up to him. That way it's not him constantly reaching out to you, even though he knows what's up and bullshitting about it. It's you saying, you know what? We're both grown here. So I'm a grown man now. I may be your child, but I am not a child.
Right.
And so I'm going to talk to you like another adult, because that's what this is. A conversation between two adults. And your childhood self, that little boy who was wounded over and over by a homophobic father, he deserves to have you stand up for him now. You couldn't do it then because the power differential was just not in a place, especially if you grew up in a typical black household where talking back at all meant you was getting knocked across the room.
You didn't even have to talk back half the time.
Much less, right? Listen, we were not even allowed to say that we were mad or upset with our parents.
Why?
If you could not ask any questions. It was because
my
I'm grown.
face would just look bad, and my dad would literally stop me and say, "Do you have a problem with what I just said to you?"
You know I'm not allowed to say yes.
You know I do. You know that I do. You know that I do. This is a test. I have to say no.
Yes. So you do. You have to say, you cannot say, yes, I do have a problem.
Right.
In households where where children are not allowed to be angry or express anger. That's very unhealthy.
As an adult, if my father today were to say to me, "Do you have a problem with what I said?"
I sure the fuck do.
I would say, "It's funny you bring that up." Because I actually have a couple of things to say.
Yes, because I'm an adult and I can do that now. What you gonna do? Whoop me? Send me to my room? Oh, I can't go to the football game on Friday?
I'm just gonna go back to my house that I pay rent.
Exactly. Like, you cannot do nothing to me at this point. So it's time for me to advocate for that little girl who deserved better so many times throughout her life. And you deserve to do that exact same thing. That is how you give him a chance to redeem himself without jeopardizing you and your happiness and your safety.
Yep.
You just have to confront him with it. And it is hard. It is not an easy conversation. My voice was shaking the whole time because it's the first time I'd ever really stood up to him. I had been just, just wipe things away, just pretend it's not happening. Just, I heard from a lot of people, girl, at least your daddy is married to your mom and you got both parents in the home. Like, that ain't not, like, people said that type of shit. Like, oh, it's not that. It's like, and not just saying that his actions weren't that bad, but that me being upset by it was too much, or I was overreacting, or that's still your daddy. Niggas love that shit.
A lot of it.
I don't give a fuck. A lot of niggas donate sperm. Being a father is an active process.
Yeah.
You have to do the work of being a good father. It should not be easy. So I think you deserve to confront him in this way. If it helps for you to write out what you want to say in advance. I didn't do that. Probably should have, but I got the job done regardless. If it helps to write it out, then do that. But yeah, it's a difficult conversation, but one that needs to happen.
I definitely think writing it out can help you, even if you don't use the actual paper or whatever you write out. Just having an overall idea of how you're going to address it in the flow of what you're going to address, I think can be an asset to the situation. But you're 1000% right. You have to. Unfortunately, a lot of people who bring on physical, emotional, mental harm on others don't have a like a single idea on how to approach it, even when they know that they're wrong.
Right.
They don't know how to approach an apology or taking responsibility for any of it or anything. It doesn't always mean that they don't want to. It is just difficult, especially when they know for a fact that you're over it or off them. So, like you attempted to do, and like I would suggest with this listener, just, you know what I mean?
Lay it out there.
I'm not going to play this dance of passive aggression with you and talking about holidays and all that other stuff. You and I got real issues that we need to discuss. I would love nothing more for us to have a happy and healthy relationship with one another, but I don't have to settle for you being destructive or hurtful to me.
You're not going to continue to hurt me.
You're just not going to do it.
Yes.
If you want to actually be in my life in any capacity, we're going to have to address these things and confront it and get to the solution that we need. Otherwise, you could be right on over there and I could be right on over here and I'll be fine.
And the first thing I said to him when we had this conversation was, I have a lot of empathy for you because I know what you went through in your childhood. I know that you went through a lot of bullshit and that has shaped who you are now. But that does not excuse what you did to me and my brothers when we were growing up.
Right.
Laid it out right there. I know you went through shit. I understand that you did the best you could, but the best you could really hurt me in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And, didn't go super well from there. But the important thing is that I had the issue. I brought it up to him, gave that grown man a chance to do something about it. He made his decision, and now we have moved on. And that's what had to happen. And I have been flourishing. Emotionally, anyway. The rest of my life might be a mess, but it just is what it is. So I have been happier ever since because that little girl inside me who went through so much shit is finally at peace about it.
Yeah, closure.
And that is priceless to me. So if you have ever asked what his reaction was to the whole LeVar Burton thing, that is why I have not responded to it because I don't really want to talk about him, but he called me back and was like, can you call him back or something like that? And I was like, no, nigga, the moment's over. The moment is over, nigga. Like, call him back and tell him I was grading paper. Nigga, no, I'm not doing that. So hopefully that ends people asking me about that because I get that a lot.
Yeah.
And good luck to you, D. Like I said, it is a very, very hard conversation, but one that is very, very worth having, and you deserve it.
And super, super assisted by therapy.
Oh, yes. If you have a therapist, definitely run this about. I mean, me and my therapist talked about this for the better part of a year before I actually did it.
Because we've said it countless times. Your daddy is a person. Your mama is a person. Whoever your guardian may have been, they're people. And not everyone is ready to take accountability for their mistakes, for their fuck ups, for their, their darknesses or whatever. And a huge part of the difficulty, I feel like, in these situations is detaching ourselves from this idea that we owe it to these people to make these things work.
We do not.
Even when they are not even almost trying to make them work.
Right.
Fuck that.
And he deserved to have this conversation with his own shitty father. Now, the fact that y'all never did is really none of my... That's not my problem.
That's not your thing.
And I understand therapy was really not a thing for niggas, in the 70s and 80s. I fully get that. But still, here we are today with me and my shit, and somebody has to break the cycle. And it's just going to have to be me, I guess. It's just going to have to be me, sir. So... best of luck to you, man. And I hope it goes really well.
Same.
And one other thing. My mama was like 1,000% better than my father, but me and her still had issues, still did. And I confronted her the same way. Like, mama, there was some stuff you did that really messed me up as a kid. But the difference is that my mama was like immediately like, I know I really messed up. And
Shocker.
I feel so bad about that. And I just want you to know that I love you and I wish I had done better. And it was the reaction, like, night and day. Opposite. My mother was like, yes, I did do these things and I am sorry. And you are my daughter and I love you like nothing else in this world. You are the most important thing on the planet to me. And I will do anything for us to have a healthy, open relationship. Total opposite reactions, And that's really all it has to be. If you are this parent, just acknowledge that you fucked up and that you're going to do better. Your children want to forgive you.
It's so...
They really do.
Like, really, really...
They really do.
Really do, guys. It's so unfortunate how many black men are trained to run in the opposite direction of vulnerability and emotion.
Yeah.
Niggas are just not at all trained to have these kinds of emotions, or I'm sorry, not emotions. They're not trained to have these moments of emotion with anybody.
Yeah.
And it's like, the nigga at your job, fine. Your girlfriend from college, maybe. You know, but your children, bruh, like when your children are saying to you at any age, but especially as grown-ups who have the retrospect and the understanding and the education and knowledge to know what the fuck they're talking about, at least when they're talking about their own feelings and experience.
Yeah.
When your kids are coming to you as respectful people and saying, this is how this stuff makes me feel and it's been really damaging to me. There should be, like, there are just too many men specifically that are so quick to just write it off and you're wrong and I'm not trying to hear it. And I know it's because men are just not trained to handle that type of stuff. It's just like your brain go haywire and you're like, what do I do?
Yeah.
My child is talking to me in a way that makes me uncomfortable. They must be bad. This is all your fault.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, bye, I guess.
I mean, and he has not reached out to me at all. So I guess he's still in his feelings about it. I don't know, and probably will never know. Because again, I had to be the advocate that I needed. I could not be more worried about his feelings or, you know, this bullshit, you must respect your parents no matter what mentality that a lot of us have. I don't owe anybody respect, especially somebody who does not respect me. This is not going to work. You're not going to be able to just shit on me and do whatever to hurt me, and I have to just unconditionally pour this respect back into you. No. That is a fucked up relationship and something that needs to be addressed.
You don't just owe respect to anybody that makes you
not
feel
even a parent,
terrible about yourself.
Not even your grandma.
Who they are.
Not even, and you know how black people are about their grandmas.
Yeah.
Yo, Mimo can get it too.
Her too.
She can get it. Nobody is safe from you when it comes to protecting yourself.
It makes me feel better. I'm not going to give it to her. I think it should be you. But like, she too.
I'm not going to cuss out your Mimo for you.
May have the smoke.
Yes.
So.
But if she deserves it, then give it to her ass. All right. That wraps up the super fun and cheerful questions.
Yeah, so great.
This week, send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. We'll be right back.
Woo, girl. Well, lots of discussion about therapy as usual. Speaking of, make sure that you get into Talkspace if you're needing someone to talk to about literally anything. You just might need some support or someone to rant to or whatever it might be. Talkspace is therapy for how we live today because you can use it mobile, it's affordable, and it's available whenever you need it. They've got 5,000 plus therapists that can be matched with you the very same day according to your preferences. You can send your therapist unlimited text, audio, picture, and video messages from anywhere at any time. And 1 month of therapy on the Talkspace platform costs about the same amount as a single face-to-face session.
True.
It's 1 month. No matter what you're going through, you are not alone. So you can join more than 1 million people who feel happier when they are talking with someone on Talkspace.
Yes, y'all know I love Talkspace. My Talkspace therapist helped me so much and actually got me to the place where I felt comfortable going back to traditional therapy. But honestly, the best thing about it was that I could let all my feelings out as much as I wanted to. And, you know, depending on the plan I had, the number of times that she would come back in and check in, that just depended on the plan. But I could let it out as much as I wanted to on the app, on the laptop. It didn't really matter. And I just can't even tell y'all how great it is to talk to a qualified professional who is not biased in any way and who just wants you to be happy. Again, Talkspace has more than 5,000 licensed therapists who are experienced in addressing the challenges we all face. So to match with your perfect therapist for a fraction of the price of traditional therapy, go to Talkspace.com and use code READ to get $65 off your first month. Again, that's code READ at Talkspace.com. Take care of your mental health. All right, let's move on.
Also, make sure that you are taking care of your pearly whites or pearly off whites or pearly eggshell.
A cruise.
The best way to ease back into your post-summer routine is with Quip. Start it up before September, especially if you're headed back to school.
Yes.
Simplify your mornings and evenings now with a simpler electric toothbrush from Quip. Most of us brush our teeth wrong because most brands focus on selling flashy gimmicks rather than better brushing. But that is not Quip. Quip brushes have built-in 2-minute timer plus 2-minute timer pulses. So every 30 seconds, you'll be reminded to switch sides so you can clean your whole mouth easily. Just in case you didn't have someone in your life that cared about you to show you how to do that
That's
yourself. And it's got sensitive sonic vibrations that provide an effective clean that's gentle on the gums. Best of all, brush heads are automatically delivered on a dentist-recommended schedule every 3 months for just $5. A friendly reminder when it's time for a refresh and to stay committed to your oral health. So enjoy sleeping in, then ease back into the swing of things with a nice, bright smile.
That's right. A lot of people don't even know you're supposed to replace your toothbrush or your toothbrush head every 3 months.
Uncanny.
Listen, that thing goes in your mouth when it's at its worst. You need to replace it on a regular schedule. That is why I love Quip, because they make that whole part easier. That's why it's perfect for you if you need help getting back into a routine like I am trying to do. Lord knows it is difficult, but I'm trying. Quip starts at just $25. Go to getquip.com/theread right now to get your first refill pack free. Again, that is your first refill pack absolutely free at getquip.com/theread. Take care of your mouth. Very, very important. All right, let's finish the show.
Speaking of taking care of things and being clean of things, I thought to myself in the shower maybe a few weeks ago, if white people don't wash their legs, does that mean that they also don't wash the bottom of their feet?
You know they don't. But
they walk around barefoot everywhere.
I know. And have you ever seen the bottom of white people? There's all kind of debris down there. Woo, no, just a yellow underfoot. Oh my God, I don't know why y'all are like that.
You know, I remember what this was. I was in the shower and I was washing the bottom of my feet a couple of weeks ago, and I randomly had a flashback to when I was a kid, and that used to give me anxiety. I was talking about like when I was still like being washed by my parents.
Oh, okay.
Like in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Because my slippery feet would make me afraid I was going to slip and bust my head on something.
Yes.
I think I almost slipped after washing the bottom of my feet. And I was like, it threw me back to being a child. And then all of a sudden I thought to myself, well, wait. White people probably don't know nothing about this.
They've never been in that kind of danger because they don't do that. Sad.
After all the natives did for y'all.
And they walk around the gym barefoot, locker room barefoot, showers barefoot. Girl. Ugh.
All right, so I have two things to say this week. Try to keep them concise.
Okay.
First and foremost, I want to address some nerds from the gaming community. There is a video game that is due out next April, I believe. It is titled Cyberpunk 2077. Cyberpunk is based on a tabletop game, I want to say from the 80s, that was created by a black man that is called Cyberpunk maybe 2020? Anyway.
You lost me.
The video game, you're playing a badass in a cyberpunk world where everybody is pretty much a cyborg and has mechanical modifications, such and such and such. It is made by CD Projekt Red, famous for their game The Witcher, especially The Witcher 3, one of the best video games I've ever played. So, in short, people really excited about this cyberpunk game. Now, the folks over at CD Projekt Red apparently got in some trouble earlier this year, I think, for making a joke that was called transphobic. Unfortunately, my computer is dead, so I can't tell you exactly what it was.
What was the word you just said again? CDP?
CD Projekt Red. I think project has a K in it instead of a C.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
But I think that they made a comment or a joke that was transphobic, and I also heard something about like a poster or something that exists in the game, which again is not out yet, that displayed someone that may have been queer or trans, and it offended people for some reason.
Yeah, I found it. They tweeted something like as an image of somebody. I don't know who it is. I guess it's a meme, but it's like Gamecom starts at E3, something like that. And then somebody retweeted it and said, I want more guys. And then they responded and said, did you just assume their gender?
Yes. There you go.
Yes.
And that was that transphobic joke was then rippled. I think people still run with that joke in the nerdy game community because trans people and allies were like, hey, super inappropriate.
Yeah.
And nothing like, trolling the alphabet people, as we're called. So fast forwarding to today, fortunately enough, it seems like some sensible people over there at the developer company or publishers or whoever they are said, let's not be ignorant. Let's apologize. As of today, I think within the last week, they announced that CD Projekt Red, this is a game where you can create your own character in the beginning. And they are removing the feature that allows you to choose a specific gender. Meaning in many games where you can choose or create a character, they'll ask you, do you want to play as a male character or do you want to play as a female character?
Yeah.
Now in Cyberpunk, instead of that, what you will do is you can choose a voice that sounds more male or sounds more female, and everything else you just do what you want.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You can have more quote-unquote female hair or body or whatever with a male voice or facial. I don't really know how deep the character creation goes.
Okay.
But all you need to know is all that they have changed is that you don't choose male or female. Everything else is the same. You can have a nigga's voice, a nigga's body, a nigga's hair, a nigga's everything else,
all that.
and opposite. Anything. You can do whatever you want. The gender option has just been removed. That's the only thing that is different. When I tell you that the nerds are pissed, they're so upset.
Because the gender option is gone?
Because the gender option is gone, and it's like, you could
still make whatever you want to.
Here you are with Sense, having never seen the game, heard of the game, played the game.
Already
here
the
you
name
are
of
just
it.
understanding basic common fucking sense. So they're, upset, feeling, I guess, like these game developers are crumbling under the LGBTQ agenda. And I guess they're assimilating to the gay regime that is out to make all of our children trans gay robots. I don't know what it is that you motherfuckers. Y'all are so dumb. This is not a problem. This is not an issue. Nigga, if you wanted to make the straight guy cyborg shooting Keanu Reeves ass motherfucker in this video game that you thought you were going to make, you literally can still do that. Yep. The only difference is there's no button that says male. That's all. That's it. That's it. You can literally still make the same. Not only that,
woo. There
are several games. I, myself, a gamer, an avid gamer, and I would say someone who is very in tune with the industry, am a huge fan of character creation in games. Because most of the time, that means that I can make a black character, which is still very uncommon in games that don't have character creation. Mm-hmm. A black main character, anyway.
Got you.
So...
oh, yeah.
In many of these games that do have character creation, I can tell you right now, Saints Row, Sunset Overdrive, I feel like even Dark Souls, many games that have that have allowed you to have like a big, bulky character that maybe looks male but that wears women's clothes, or more female body with facial hair, or a nigga with breasts, or whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing is, in most of those games, it's been treated as like jokey joke and funny. And so you get to laugh at this rather than it being a feature that is not meant to be a joke.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this idea of just removing gender options from character creation is not brand fucking new. And again, you can still make the fucking character that you thought you were going to make in the first place.
I don't understand why this matters.
I don't even understand why you're upset, besides the fact that you just hate the fact that people who don't identify as cis, heterosexual, or whatever the fuck can feel further included in this game, is that they're paying for as well. That's what you're really upset about. Not to mention, we're talking about a game that exists in the future where motherfuckers, like the norm, 99, if not 100% of these motherfuckers in this game have modified themselves to have like technological, mechanical parts. You're going to be building motherfuckers that have claws that come out of their hands and can see through walls and have no lower jaw because it's just robots, and they don't have eyeballs. They're just lasers and all of that stuff. So you are okay with a make-believe game that blurs the lines on humanity, but somehow it confuses. Like, God bless y'all when you actually play this game, because God only knows what the fuck you're going to see. But again, Your 1 and 0 pyramid motherfucking fake person that you're going to make in this game can still be the bro Fast and Furious Hobbs and Shaw ass motherfucker that you wanted him to be, or you wanted her to be in the first fucking place. This is not something worth being mad about. And the thing that really pisses me off is this be the same people who act like they're not transphobic, they're not homophobic, or they're not anything else. So again, what do the transphobes do? What do the racists do? What is it that they be like? Let me know.
Woo, Lordy.
Because if it's quacking and it's just, fluttering wings about and it has a fucking bill, I would call that bitch a duck. This is not an issue. Get the fuck over yourselves. Woo. People of all walks of life. Gay, black, brown, purple, yellow, trans, tall, small, fat, skinny, freckled, disabled, whatever.
Everybody
have the right to see themselves in the media that they consume. There is not anybody that I can think of, I don't know, say it's maybe mass murderers or rapists or something like that, that don't deserve to see themselves reflected in films that they like or games that they play or shows that they watch. So just because there's no male, female, gender option or whatever in this game doesn't mean that you're making a trans character. How could I'm not trans. I hate y'all. I hate y'all. I fucking hate y'all. Play the goddamn game and shut the fuck up. God damn it.
This literally means nothing. You can still fully make the boy that you want to have so bad or what the fuck.
Nothing is different. Nothing is different. In fact, you probably get through character creation faster because there's not another box for you to check at the beginning. You stupid, ignorant ass bitches. Lastly, I wanted to say to Apple, I'm very frustrated with y'all bitches because...
What?
So it's been a thing for a while that is just, I'm at wit's end with the fact that if a musician puts out a single and you purchase it, when their album comes out with that single on it, Apple just says like, oh, you can complete this order for less whatever money, and then you don't have to pay extra money for an album that has songs on it that you already paid for. In theory, that's great. The issue that I have is that the song will then be left off of the album when you purchase it. I know a lot of y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. All right, so... I just bought, I think, Western's album. Western is like a rap R&B group. You do?
Surprisingly, yes. We played them at Beats One.
Love them.
Yes.
Great
Western
band.
is great.
So their mixtape, I think Western Season Volume 2 just came out. I'm a big fan.
If you don't know them, it's WSTRN.
Yeah, there's
Google
no
them.
vowels or anything.
Right, don't search the word Western.
But their music is really good.
It is.
So their mixtape just came out, and they had a single that came out before it called, I think, Night and Day. I bought all the singles from this record that came out before it. And then when the album came out, I bought it, and they don't show up in the album. So you have a literal incomplete album that you just purchased that has songs that are then left in whatever single file it is in iTunes or on your phone or whatever.
Yeah.
I want to listen to the album the way that the artist intended on making it. It used to be that you would just pay for the single twice. Like it used to be, if you bought the single, you bought the single, and if you bought the album, you paid for the fucking album, and that's what it was. I don't know when they switched things around, but I don't like it. And also, I feel like before, and I know they're getting rid of iTunes, or they've gotten rid of iTunes, and they're changing the way that shit works, and hopefully they're going to be fixing this as part of that. But before, you could just go into like song info on a song in iTunes. You can't do shit on your phone.
Right.
But you could go into iTunes, go to song info, and then just adjust the track listing or whatever for the song and the name of the album. Because usually if it's single, it'll be like the name of the song dash single.
Yes, it does.
If you delete that before and put the name of the album, it'll just throw it into the album. And you can put this track listing number on there and it'll put it where it's supposed to be. That don't work no more. Or at least it didn't when I tried to fucking do the shit.
Yeah, damn.
So, bitch, I know things haven't been the same since Steve left or whatever, but if y'all don't fix this basic ass bullshit, what the fuck? I can't even fix it so that my shit flows the way that I want it to flow anymore, and it's annoying. I hate it. Fix it. That's it. I'm done. My read is over.
Whew, okay. Well, hope they do get that together. I also have two things to talk about. And one thing that I'm definitely not, which is Kevin Hart and whatever the fuck that was.
Don't care.
Like, the nigga's dumb. And whatever I said about him last time still applies.
Like,
okay.
Okay.
Instead, I want to talk about Azealia Banks briefly, who I think we need to put on the sick and shut in list.
You think so?
I think we do. I think it's time. If she's not already on
I
it.
have been.
It's fucking time.
Okay, what happened this time?
You don't know what she did? So, we talked earlier about...
It could be literally
It could.
anything.
You're right. It could. It's about Lizzo this time.
Oh, girl. Don't tell me she came for Lizzo.
We all know that Lizzo got the number one. She's actually the first Black woman to hit number one on the Hot 100 this year unaccompanied. She's the first solo Black female artist to hit number one this whole fucking year. So
it's September.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and part of that is because Old Town Road just
it was but number one for like most of the year. Yeah.
And so as she is, want to do when anytime some random Black woman, it's really almost impossible to tell who she likes and who she doesn't. Anytime some random Black woman accomplishes something, she has to weigh in on Instagram because, of course, Twitter kicked her ass off the platform. And she talked about, Lizzo wearing outfits that show her cellulite and called her a millennial mammy, I think. She went, I'm not going to read all of this shit because...
Bruh, okay.
Because no, but she was saying that like Lizzo jumps around and acts stupid to get half the attention of somebody like Jasmine Sullivan, even though she has more talent than Adele. And it's like, you really don't have to put Lizzo down to talk about how great Jasmine Sullivan or Adele is. Like, you could just not
I've never had to
do that. But, basically saying white people love her because she's fat, which, girl, what?
White people love you because you make gay music.
Right. Like the self-awareness here is just really not that, but just really going in for no good fucking reason, like she always does. And I think it's time to put Azealia on the sick and shut in list.
She been.
Don't know what's wrong with that bitch, but like, girl, the fact that you are so dedicated to being miserable is one of the reasons why all you can do is talk about shit on Instagram now and pray that the gays still give a fuck every time you put out another Unts record. That is exactly why. You wondering what happened to Azealia Banks and her rising star? Azealia Banks did. And Azealia Banks needs to get out of her own fucking way, maybe worry more about repairing relationships and putting out good music than shitting on another Black artist who didn't do nothing to you but shine.
That's never going to happen.
Wish it would. Really wish you would take care of
Me
whatever
too.
you got going on, girl. I don't know if it's mental health. I don't know if it's something else.
No, it is
related
sincerely.
to therapy.
It is sincerely. Mental health, meds, all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like for real. The thing is, there's being aware of it. There's acknowledging it and making the decision to treat it for your good and for everybody surrounding you.
Yep.
And there's knowing it, acknowledging it, and being like, fuck it.
Right. The mental health thing is just the reason behind it, but it does not excuse it or justify it.
This is dumb.
So, like, bitch,
This is dumb.
please get your fucking self together because what did Lizzo ever do to you?
You can't
Nothing.
possibly have an issue with every girl that like does well and is just minding her. I just can't imagine who cares.
I don't get her at all. But
I think whatever.
Okay.
I can't imagine Lizzo even giving a semblance of a fuck about this.
I doubt she acknowledged it at all, which she absolutely shouldn't because everybody has been congratulating her. Even Nikki sent out like, congratulations, Lizzo, you're so fucking talented. This.
Did?
Yes.
That's so nice.
So it's like, what? I don't know what's wrong with Azealia, but she really needs to get her shit together. Okay, well. All right. I am also going to pass my read this week.
Pass the read like we used to.
Because this one was so good and it also put me on to an issue I didn't know anything about. Do you know who Worthy is on Instagram?
I don't think so.
So her Instagram name is Worthy, but the O is a V instead. And this came from Whitney B. She invented the trap tutorial method of like makeup and stuff. You probably don't know what that is either.
I have no idea what you're talking
The
about.
trap tutorials are great. I've seen them, I've seen this girl's videos a lot, but I never knew that she had a whole Instagram branding
I've
around it.
Seen this girl before.
And so I'm just going to let Whitney B explain what happened.
All right.
And I'm pretty sure she quotes you at the beginning when she said, I'd like to start this read with an iconic quote from an iconic bad bitch. It's like every time we get something, here y'all come trying to steal it, putting some blonde hair on it and calling it something different. sounds like a Kid Fury original, but
I don't know.
Not sure who you
I
meant.
don't remember what I said this morning.
Whitney continues, as I was perusing my Instagram the other day, I came across one of the beauty black influencers I follow, Worthy. She reposted a well-known white influencer, Manny MUA. Don't know who that is, but
I've heard of him.
Okay. Doing a makeup tutorial to Hot Girl Summer. Underneath the video, thousands of comments praising said influencer for his creativity and originality. The video was extremely creative. The editing included effects and a whole lot of hoopla that was entertaining to watch, but it was also a carbon copy of a tutorial style Worthy created years ago called Traptorials. In the post, Worthy speaks about how frustrating it is as a black creative to work so hard only for a white person with a bigger platform to literally steal your shit and profit double and triple what you do. She also speaks about how this has caused her to slip into a severe depression because as a dark-skinned girl who created the Traptorial style for other dark-skinned girls, she now feels invisible again. To her and other black creatives who are constantly breaking their necks trying to make a name for yourself but seldom recognized, I see you, you are important, we are behind you, and you will receive your credit. This makes for not once, not twice, but thrice in the past week, I've seen yet another white person, quote, inventing something that black people have been doing forever. For you thieving ass, pickleback ass, knuckle drecking ass, what is seasoning head ass, colonizing ass bitches. We're fucking tired, Holly. Aren't you tired, Kyle? Stop playing with our shit, bitch. While imitation is the highest form of flattery, it doesn't count when what you're doing is a part of the erasure of marginalized people. Stop pretending to invent the wheel, dumbass. You are not low. You did not come up with this on your own, Paul, and that's okay. Give credit where it's due. It would have taken you all of 3.2 raggedy ass seconds to tag the person who inspired you.
It doesn't. It's so easy.
Instead, you'd rather use your ash-dusted digits and write 22 characters to thank the girls for enjoying your sickening ideas. Bitch, the jig is fucking up. Also, to the beauty brands gagging in this man's comments, you are part of the problem as well. Y'all are quick to use any and every bit of slang that black femmes create, but don't have no one on your marketing team darker than sand beige. Wendy's girl, are you really having a hot girl summer? Probably not, bitch, because I doubt you paid Megan for that shit. Fuck you and that Baconator hoe. Pay black creatives, hire black people to your team, promote black creatives, or kiss our black asses, and that's that on that. Love, Whitney. Thank you, Whitney, for this, for bringing this to my attention, because again, I had seen this girl and her Traptorials, and I had no idea that white makeup artists were stealing this style, but I'm not fucking shocked,
right?
Because it's insanely popular because she's so good at it. Like the amount of editing that goes into the videos this girl does, like I just don't have talent nowhere close to that. And so thank you, Whitney, for writing this in, and hopefully us talking about this on the show helps to boost Worthy's visibility a little bit more, because she deserves credit for the things she creates.
She's gorgeous.
She really is. She's a beautiful girl. She sells flat tummy tea on her Instagram, but you know, maybe that's what you have to do to pay the bills when people aren't recognizing you and crediting you and paying you for your fucking work, when you invented this whole style of like doing makeup and then making these really cute edits and cutaways and stuff like that to these really popular rap songs. Like, she is so good at it, and she pioneered it.
Super dumb basic editing
Cut
on
the
YouTube
video
videos.
on and sat down.
I'm letting you know right now, ain't nobody trying to go through all of that fucking work just for somebody else to just slide through and take that. And it's super, super common. I don't even pay attention to the makeup or beauty community in YouTube like that.
Oh, it's
I
a
do
mess.
often watch, or occasionally I watch like makeup tutorial videos just because I find them to be fascinating. And even just having gotten basic makeup done for the couple of things that we be shooting, I don't know how, look.
Don't know
I'll be
how
getting
y'all
up
do
right
it.
up underneath that eye. I'll be wanting to I'll be like, kill me. Just kill me right here. Just poke it out and just kill me right now. So, yes, but I do hear a lot about shady bullshit and racism and stuff that exists, even just exclusively within like the realm of YouTube makeup folk. So I'm not shocked by this, but thank you again also for the for the read, because the girls deserve their credit.
They really do. Like, we are out here making shit happen, and yet people just gloss right on over that and do whatever the fuck they want. Whoever this, let me look up this Manny MUA person.
I just know the name. I can't even put a name, a face to it, but I'm sure
4.4 million followers.
Yeah, I'm not shocked.
Girl, goddamn.
And the thing with that is, this used to be like super.
Oh shit, he is very talented. But damn, you could have tagged this girl. You could have
It's
just...
it costs nothing.
And for your audience of 4.5 million, that is a huge boost for her. And you
But a
know
lot
that
of
she pioneered this.
A lot of people in those types of positions do that type of shit because they know that if they even do get called out for it, they got 4.4 million people to be like, oh, you didn't invent this, and I don't see what the problem is, and that. And all the other fuck shit.
But she did invent this.
But
she literally invented this stuff.
But that don't matter because you're still going to have way more supporters on your side that will just defend you into the pits of hell versus this black girl. You know what I mean? So.
Wow, he has his own cosmetics company, Lunar
Of
Beauty.
course.
Of course he has 4.5 million followers. Of course he has his own cosmetics line.
A lot of the big YouTube makeup folk do.
The thing is, like, if you know that you are using a style that's somebody who is whose visibility is way less than yours, and you know they came up with it, like, you know you didn't just come up with the idea to make these cute ass, interesting ass videos with this music. You know you didn't do that. So, like, why not?
If you're not even, like, you could do YouTube collabs because we love that type of stuff.
Why you didn't collab with her?
But
That would have been even better.
If you wouldn't even go collab, you could absolutely just be. That's another thing that's super common in YouTube. Again, I don't watch too much makeup stuff, but I definitely watch, I feel like, more YouTube channels than TV network channels these days. Yeah, I watch like a lot of YouTube shows and channels and stuff like that. And many of them get their content from some other video that they watch.
Right.
But it's super normal for them to be like, oh yeah, I saw this thing on such and such's page and I thought that I would try it out. And nobody feels like, oh, you copycat, be original, bitch.
Right.
It's just a normal thing.
Yes, it is.
There's no reason to be stealing content from nobody on YouTube or anywhere the fuck else.
Right. So, y'all could just make it so easy. And hopefully, I actually didn't look at his Instagram hard enough to know if he went and acknowledged this. I hope he did. But go follow her, support her. If you're into makeup and stuff, go directly to the source for them traptorials that are so popular. Because she really is a gorgeous girl and so fucking talented.
Yeah,
so
her page is lit.
Thank you, Whitney, for sending that in. If you have a read you would like to pass, you can send that to passtheread@gmail.com. And that wraps up this week's episode of the show. Check us out on social media at This Is The Read. Our website is thisistheread.com. Our late night show, The Read with Kid Fury and Crystal, is premiering October 11th on Fuse.
Let's just say that every time we come here.
I'm pretty sure we do have to say that. Yeah.
Every time?
I think so, friend. Like, we're supposed to. I think we're supposed to, like, promote ourselves.
I don't feel legally.
So, yeah. Fuse, the Fuse app, Amazon Prime, and iTunes for the girls. October 11th. We hope you tune in. All right.
Thanks for listening. You can email us at asktheread@gmail. Again, she just said past read is where if you want to read somebody, it can be anybody, child.
And for any reason.
And for any reason at all. And
your brother ate the last of the fish sticks?
Love that.
Let us know.
Anything you feel. Anything you feel. Pass it in. This is the read and all of that shenanigans. I don't have a life hack or anything for you this week. I would just say find somebody to be happy for and tell them that you're happy for them. And not a celebrity that you would have been happy for if they just had a nice breakfast.
A regular person in your real life.
Tell somebody, you know what, I'm proud of you, or I'm happy for you, or I support you. And just have a great weekend and be safe and all of that jazz. And it is 11:16 p.m. I want y'all to know that. All right.
Bye, y'all.